I feel like we've come together right now on the cast.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm the placeholder right now.
Yeah.
I'm the transitional champ.
There's a rival. Wow.
Get into it.
All right, so section 1, guys. Here we go. We're getting into the fucking rulebook here.
All right.
What's up, y'all? On this week's edition of the MACKDOWN Podcast, we're breaking down everything that was in the week of pro wrestling. We got MACKDOWN Fantasy Wrestling League rules, the official rule book for Season 2. We're going to go ahead and break that thing down. And then, most importantly, it's our birthday, y'all. 1 full year. Shout out to everybody that's involved here and all you listeners. All that and more right now on the MACKDOWN Podcast. Let's get into it.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the MACKDOWN Podcast. We are here today to celebrate a big day, but before we do that, let me let you know who's here. I've got Mr. Mikey MacD.
That's me.
I have Kimmy.
Hello.
And then the lovely, luscious hair himself, Mr. B.
How's it going?
And then, of
The
course,
bearded one.
The bearded one, of course. And, of course, there's me, AJ.
Mitchell?
There we go.
Mitchell!
I love it. It's always catching me off guard. So, yes, we have a beautiful day. We're celebrating here at the MACKDOWN Podcast Studios. It is officially 1 year ago today that we embarked on this journey.
We posted our very first podcast 1 year ago today.
1 year ago today. So, congratulations to you. I'm going to give you a couple of claps.
So it is the 17th, just so everybody knows.
17th. 7/17 is our birthday, is the MACKDOWN Podcast birthday.
Yep.
So we'll put that in, of course, our profiles and stuff. But, yeah, it's great, man. This is a great day. We had some great fun today. We played some disc golf. We did a whole bunch of good stuff.
You had your best day ever.
Best day ever,
I think
actually.
I had my... yeah, I'm trying to. Here.
Still want that rematch.
That goes the other way.
He said, okay, that goes to Mike. But, yes, of course, you guys all deserve your rematch. This is my first time ever winning, so...
So we play par 4, and he finished -12, so that's a pretty damn good day.
Yeah, yes, that is a pretty damn good day. That'd be a +6 if we did par 3 all the way around. So I'm pretty content with that.
I ended at -3 because I was throwing terribly. It was really hot, though.
Oh, man.
We went in the, later morning, which was...
Not,
the sun was
not
beating
us.
down.
Yeah, we normally go, early when it's, dusk.
Or, super late.
Or super late. Yeah, super late is the fun part. Shout out to the lady at the gas station who, whoever those people are, who put those lights and leave them there.
If you're leaving those light sticks in the
leaving-
baskets, you guys, you're assholes.
Assholes.
asshole.
Yes, we're not going to
That's
tell
what we
you.
were told.
We're not going to tell you where. We're not going to tell you when. But we're going to tell you you're assholes. So besides that, how's everybody doing?
Good, dude. It's been hot as shit, though.
Yeah. Glad that...
Outside of that, it's been great.
Has been. We got some
What were
new
you saying?
got some new hardware. Yeah, what were you saying, Kimmy? Go ahead.
No, just saying I'm glad our studio's down here because it's a little cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
A little more
dude.
tolerable.
Comparative.
Definitely. Got
It is funny. You get 3/4 of the way down the stairs, and you're like, oh, wow.
Immediate relief.
Now I know why that sweater hanger's right there.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a nice thing. And it's a mirror. I love the mirror. The mirror loves me. So what can I say?
You know what else we're going to hang up soon?
Another belt?
Another belt.
Dude.
Are we going to talk about this right now? We're just going to jump
Let's
into
do
it?
We might as well.
I mean, today is really all about the fantasy league.
It's all about
it's all
the
about the
podcast.
fantasy.
It
It's all
really
about the
is.
cast. I mean, I'm going to go back later and listen to the first episode. I just want to see the transition, just me personally. And shout out to everybody at MACKDOWN Podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also follow. And if you want to go back in the archives today and listen to that first episode,
Please do.
please do. You know what I mean? Comment on
Yeah,
that.
right.
Tell us the differences. We want to see.
We were just still rolling around in the womb at that point.
Yeah, definitely. I was still doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, dude. There are some aspects of the older pods that I've gone back and listened to. So the lightning rounds and things like that.
Yeah.
Not saying we need to bring them back, but for special occasions or pay-per-views or something, maybe we do something a little bit special for that.
Look, I can set up some trivia shit, man. We'll just do a trivia episode.
yeah,
bro.
I'm
Listen,
down.
man, we were
Yeah,
just
too.
throwing everything at the wall and trying it out and seeing if we liked it or
Yeah,
not.
dude. If we
Yeah.
like it, we keep it. If we don't,
Yeah.
it goes.
It
I
gets cut.
feel like we've come together right now on the cast.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, before we get into those details, just another personal note. My brother also added a new addition to the wall.
Yeah, he got this cool mini case. Shout out to
Oh, yeah, I did.
WWE.
I was like looking at you like, what did I get? Yeah. Well, you know, for the people that are here can see it, but once we get camera again, I do have the mini case.
Yes.
And it's got 4 minis in it right now. I got another one on the way.
We do have another one on the way. Yep.
So that's 5. It holds 9. I got a ways to go.
Yeah, but it looks nice, I will say. I
You know,
like it.
I'm thinking of just bringing mine down so we can just fill it up, just to see what it looks like full.
The $1 million belt in
It'll
there
be
will
full.
look-
I don't know if the $1 million belt will fit in there.
Well, it has special, like,
Yeah.
clasps. There's
Yeah,
special,
in
like,
one of them little
instructions.
bags right there.
Okay, we'll look at
It's
the-
got like hangers that you can like clasp it in.
Oh, for certain. Oh, for all belts.
that. No, for that belt specifically.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah, they sent the little bars that you put in.
Oh, we definitely
then
got
it
to bring that
clasps it.
down here just so we can see what that looks like. I mean, come on, that's beautiful.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mike puts that in his collection anyways, though.
Eventually,
I do really love that belt, dude. Like I was this fucking close to buying it years and years and years ago. Like the initial when it first
Like
hit
the actual
scene.
big
the
one?
actual big one or the mini?
Yeah, the actual one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But it was when they first hit. It was all everything was 2 millimeter at that time.
Yeah,
you
it
know
was-
what I mean?
it was
So it was
very
kind of
thin.
like, and it was I don't know,
Have you s-
$300 or something at the time.
Have you seen it up close now? The newer
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it in person.
one. How big is it now?
I mean, it's not very big, but it's just the meaning behind it. You know what did get me off guard though. What got me off guard was the length of the actual like.
Yeah, the chains go all the
The
way to like
chains
40
go-
something
yeah.
waist. Like me and you both could probably. Put
It
that
makes
on
it makes the fucking main plate look really tiny.
Yeah, yeah,
The length of the actual like money tags that go around it.
yeah. Because you could. Yeah, they made it so
But
that
it
just
is
about
pretty as fuck.
anybody can put it on. They made it almost.
But who would have it laid out like that? I would have it like folded.
You'd have to.
I'd have it like folded
Yeah.
and set up on a shelf like what you got right here. I would do something like that. Like
Oh,
a
and get
corner
that belt
shelf.
holder. Get those belt holders.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, though. When I saw the mini in person, I was like, shit.
That shit is
Yeah.
shiny.
It was way more, like, encrusted than I imagined it to be. I was like,
yeah, it was very
holy
sparkly.
shit.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
I like it. Definitely.
And it was
It's-
still pretty fucking big. I think it was bigger than the
Not
the
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
No. Well, yeah. You know what? I keep it
think
on the
it's
shelf.
Close.
I keep it. I don't really mess with it because it's just I don't want to mess. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep it in a circle.
Well, you gotta get like
little
the
holder.
some of the clasp removed, like or some of the links.
Oh yeah, for my skinny chicken wing wrist over here.
I'm sure you could find, like, a watch holder. You know how they have those kind of things that you... They're like a little base with velvet or some shit.
And it'll like expand it to the
Mhm.
right, yeah, that curvature because
Yeah.
it's hard to like the little dollar signs in the back. They just don't want to stay straight.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's more of a chain than it is
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
a strap.
That's why I feel like you'd have to like fold it and like kind of sit it up at an angle, like so it's
Right.
leaning against something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, yeah, it's just like, dude, it looks so gaudy. Like, oh
If-
my
hell
god.
no.
It's fallen over so many times. Me just trying
just
to
like,
like touch it. I'm
"Nah."
like no. So yeah, definitely. But shout out to WWE with their minis, man. I
Do
gotta
they-
say, I love their minis. Go ahead, Mr. B.
Do they have maybe a holder there?
What do you
on
mean?
WWE?
Oh, yeah, for it. Just a
Not
thing.
for the minis.
Yeah, they do. They got the little stands.
For the minis?
Yeah, they got the little mini stands.
I think they're just boxes, though. Or do they
I've
actually have
never
a
seen
stand?
Well, I mean, it's like a box. It is like a hold, but it's a holder in there
Oh,
that
okay.
you put the belt on.
Wait, is it the same thing that they had for that they got for the big
Big
ones?
ones now, yeah, the same thing, yeah. But they got
Oh,
a mini
okay,
version
so that's
of it.
cool.
And it's actually a little glass case that goes on top of it,
I mean, yeah, that'd be...
which
I
is
think
nice
it's like
because
plexi. It's
well,
not really
yeah,
glass.
not glass,
It's
of
like-
course, yeah. You ain't gonna go with shipping glass, but yeah, nice, and it keeps it kind of the title clean. You know, you don't get it all dusted and stuff. You know, I had
That's what I think I'm gonna dig about this one.
yeah, that's gonna keep. You know, you just dusting the case at this point because
Yeah.
that thing's airtight. And shout out to the guy who hooked me up with the $180 this last weekend. AJ made it big. We won't go into details, but yeah, shout out to you you're now the owner of a world championship mini.
You
Thank
know what
for that.
though? You've had that thing for quite some time.
Dude, that thing has been used, abused, and seen a lot of dudes.
Whoa.
It has. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Seen it.
definitely. I didn't mean it that way. Come on.
I
What?
didn't say nothing.
One episode. One night I get drunk in one episode.
He's been in a lot of thumb wrestling matches. That's
There you
all.
go. Yes. Thumb
Thumb wrestling.
wrestling.
The
yes.
wars.
wars.
But here's the thing, dude. You can get
like 4. I already bought one.
You did buy one, and I bought the same thing. Actually,
Well, dude, it was like, come on,
First
you
of
can
all.
beat that price, and I bet you're still on there. Kimmy, if you want to jump, we all get one.
Dude, I don't need. I'm good.
I'm gonna have you paint
It's-
over the
it's like a-
2020 because it says 2020 on it. I think I'm just gonna have you paint over that.
It's almost like an unnecessary.
I
mini,
could try to Dremel it down and then like
Ooh.
paint it over completely.
and just leave it saying Hall of Fame. No,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just say Hall of Fame. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
yeah, I think that would be.
I'll just
cool,
put my
man.
name there instead.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay.
that could just be the floating mini. You know.
Oh. A floating mini.
A floating mini.
I mean, that would be cool. However, we
We did just
did just completely.
create a masterpiece.
That is very true.
We should post a picture of it on Insta. I
Oh,
guess
we're-
I'll have
yeah.
to go ahead and post a picture of it for you guys to see.
Definitely. will
See
be
it in all
doing
its
that.
beauty. What we're referring to is the MACKDOWN Podcast Fantasy Wrestling Federation League.
This goddamn thing. It doesn't even have a name yet.
It's
I'm
the
just- no, I'm
MACKDOWN
just- I love
Wrestling
it.
Fantasy Wrestling League.
That's
It
what I
is.
wrote down.
Yes, no, that is the name. I was being a shithead. Sorry.
But yeah, we ordered a belt from Pro-Am Belts. So shout out to Pro-Am Belts.
And then we customized the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
So Kimmy spent literally like all day. It was like literally a workday's amount of time on it.
it rained, so it was perfect for it.
It
You
was
know
a
what I
nice
mean?
indoor activity.
Yeah, we had tequila. Shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson because you make it
Dude.
very nice.
It is pretty good. It is good tequila. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, and me being on keto, it is keto friendly as well. So
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Zero
go.
carbs.
Not when you
Zero.
add it to the margarita mix. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
just straight sugar.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was towards the end. Yeah.
I feel like that shit needs more lime juice.
What does the tequila mix
Well, you're
margarita
supposed to
mix.
dilute it.
or the tequila?
You're
mix?
supposed to dilute it. It's not
Oh.
supposed to be so.
I like
So,
it
like-
the way it is
I
though.
know exactly.
But it just
It's
needs
sour.
more lime. More
It's
lime.
sour. Very sour.
Oh, you
It
like?
needs to be a little more sour.
Maybe put some tahini in there. It might be good with it.
Somewhat.
Oh, even like lip the glass,
Mhm.
kind of. That would be good.
What did you say? What would you?
It's that seasoning, isn't it? I'm good. Tahini or whatever.
Tahini.
Tahini?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
sorry,
not- I'm
I
sorry,
didn't
I've
say
never-
it all.
It's like a
I've
chili
never-
lime.
I'm still not familiar with it.
It's like a chili lime seasoning. You can literally
and
put it
it's
on
very,
everything. dude.
very like limey.
Oh, so it's
But
got
it's
that
got
nice
like
sour.
chili powder.
Mhm.
So like a spicy sour.
Mhm.
It's a
It's good.
sweet. It's a sweet.
Sweet heat
I don't think it's really not sweet. It's more savory
and limey. It's just
and,
very like
zesty.
it's got a punch. You know what I mean?
Out of curiosity, and you know what I'm talking about. Well, how about that taste with the vodka fretta? Because you know how I put the lime on
Oh,
it.
it fucking
You think
amazing,
It'll spice. Might have to try it.
dude. Oh yeah, it would be amazing on there.
You be my test. You be my test subject.
I'll dump that shit all over the top of it.
I mean, I
don't
put
care.
some in that Mexican street corn salad.
Yeah, it was good, dude.
Mexican, the one with when we were 4th of July, right?
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, that shit was very very creamy.
What's the name of it?
Vodka fretta.
No, the corn. Everyone was calling it something specific. They're like,
It's
"Oh,
like
you
a
made."
street corn. It's just like, oh,
Oh, what they were saying it was. I don't know.
Yeah,
It said
Chris
some
kept calling it something,
some-
too.
Yeah, and
some
then-
southern shit.
Yeah, but then Macy said the same thing, so it must be like
No.
a name for it. Yeah. I don't know.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
Me neither. Starts with a P. That's all I remember.
Peacorn.
No.
Oh
my god.
Nasty.
All right. Well, what are we getting into this week?
Yeah, we got so much on the table right now.
Well,
Like
it's kind of all over. I mean, really, there's not too much going on.
in the world of wrestling. I mean, okay, we'll start with WWE. What's
Can
going
we
on?
start with AEW first, real
You
quick?
want to do
Just-
that first?
Yeah, because what is going on there? Like,
Okay.
I literally wrote down Adam Cole's not going to
And
have
what did
surgery.
I say? And what did I say?
Nobody
No one
gives
cares.
a fuck. Yeah,
Nobody
nobody
gives
cares.
a fuck.
But that's the only thing that comes to mind.
I mean, what we got the Fighter Fest going on right now. It's supposed to
Yes.
have a big match with Jericho and Eddie Kingston. I mean, how invested are you guys in that?
Jericho makes everything investable. If
So
that
you-
makes sense.
So you actually care a little bit about this confrontation? Do you feel like this is?
I'm
and-
just
and-
curious on where really the main thing is, where does Kingston go? Where's Kingston headed?
If he wins,
kind
right?
of what the story. I think he's going to win.
Think he's
Yeah.
gonna win? Kimmy, what do you think?
I mean, I like hardcore matches. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be like interesting to watch. But I'm sure that other people are gonna come out and interfere because it's like no DQ and
Yeah,
all
what-
that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It might just be
Big old clusterfuck.
yeah.
What kind of match was it again? It was a barbed wire.
Barbed wire everywhere.
Barbed wire everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Oh my God, Mr. B,
Yeah.
your thoughts? What are your
Death
thoughts on this?
Wasn't it supposed to be a barbed wire anywhere death match?
Yeah, it's not an
Maybe.
exploding.
I don't
ring.
think it's an exploding thing, but
No.
No, just barbed wire death match.
They fucked that up so bad last time. Like, never ever do that again.
You know what? I think they are going to do it again. And Mr. B, I want to get to your opinion on who's going to win this, but I think they are going to do that again. That exploding death match thing.
man, if they can do
But
it
I-
right, there's ways to do it.
But I think they're going to overdo it next time.
That's fine,
And
as long
here's the
as
deal.
nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, that's my thought. I think somebody's going to get hurt, bro.
Oh, well, I hope not.
They're going to light the ring on fire, and people.
Eddie
still
will be
gonna
there to
in it.
fucking cover you up and save your
Yeah,
life.
dude. He'll be knocked out
Don't
from,
even worry.
from the fear.
Bro.
The
All right.
fear.
Mr. B, speaking of Eddie Jericho, barbed wire everywhere match. And Jericho's going to be the Painmaker. Remember this, guys.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be the Painmaker.
He's going to be the Painmaker.
Painmaker's undefeated, by
Well,
the way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So what do you think, Mr. B? With that all being said.
With that being said. No. Well,
So
I
the
could see
beard's-
it go either way, really.
Okay.
But I'd like to see Jericho win.
Thank you. I need those points. So, yes.
But at the same time, you gotta think, how much longer is Jericho gonna wrestle? He's already
Shit,
kind of
until
done
he's
some. He's already done commentary.
Yeah,
He's starting to do that.
yeah, I'm
a
glad.
little
I'm glad
more,
that
so-
SummerSlam
And
is
I think
coming.
he's great on commentary.
Yeah, Jericho is a maestro on the mic.
So it could go anyway.
Great on commentary.
You don't think so? He's got some.
He yells a lot. He yells a
He's the color.
little
He's
too
the
much.
color.
He's a lot of color.
Like colorless.
He's a-
Okay. Like I need like some color, great, but like maybe a little less.
You
I-
said
look, I see-
colorless.
I see the potential because he's one of those that
I love it.
he's putting way more than he needs to into it, so you can pull the reins back a little bit. You're not having to get nothing out of him. You can kind of tailor it.
So who would be his ideal partner? Would Shivani be? I think Shivani and him would work.
No, I'm thinking somebody like
With
newer.
who? Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a whole ass appreciation society. Who else does
No,
he?
no, as far as
a
like
commentary,
commentating
like
team.
a team. Him and someone.
Oh, someone who can tell him to
Kimmy
calm
was
the
already.
I was like,
Kimmy was
what?
coming with a super kick at me just now.
Like, no. I was confused. Obviously,
Well,
wasn't
I
listening
think
fully.
Excalibur could.
Ooh.
I mean, him and
Could be a
Excalibur would probably be a
pair.
good,
Yeah,
a
he's.
good pairing.
I think so too.
I think Taz and him would be really good.
Well,
See,
Taz is just.
But see, you just get the
get-
wrestler's perspective.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think Taz
Same
can play
with
by play.
same with Excalibur. Actually, I mean, he was a wrestler too.
Was
Not
he?
as-
Yeah,
Not
even
as
the
big.
Indies like PWG.
He was one of the members.
Yeah, he was one of the founding members, if I'm not mistaken.
Of
I
what,
could
P-
be completely talking out my
PWG?
ass.
Or AEW.
No, the pro wrestling brother.
Oh. Okay.
There in the cow palace.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Now I'm Kimmy. I'm confused.
Like, hold up.
Two of us
I
have
could be
gone
wrong here
down.
too, but yeah.
Well, we'll look it all up.
Anyway,
All right. So with that being said, Jericho, like I said, I think Jericho should go over as well. Just the whole Paymaker. I don't see a future. You asked about the Jericho future thing. See, I feel it's the other way around with Kingston. You know, like what? Are you ever going to give him the chip?
The world title? I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I don't think so either.
well, it's not even for that. It's more of their own personal feud.
Right, but
And he lost the last time or whatever.
Well, no,
so
he
it's
beat
like,
he beat him. They beat him in the
oh yeah, the cage match. or
yeah.
the-
I mean, and I
oh,
know
but he
what
didn't make him bleed. That's what it was.
Right.
I know what you were talking about, right? You were saying the same thing. He didn't beat Jericho. They
Right.
won the match.
Claudio had Homeboy tap out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of not really. They didn't get their feud over with.
Yeah.
Essentially, he didn't get enough of Jericho in that match.
Yeah.
It's not done. It's got to be one-on-one.
I don't know, man. Maybe Kingston. I'm gonna go Kingston, I guess.
Kingston,
Yeah.
you going Jericho?
I'm
you're
going
going
Jericho.
Kingston. I'm going Jericho. Okay, with
Split the room.
Split the room.
All right.
There you go. So I mean, that's pretty much the biggest thing going on. You know, Wardlow won the title, so shout out to you, Wardlow. Congrats.
And already defended.
Yeah, Orange
Since we're recording now.
Orange Cassidy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like his new music. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be fighting Wardlow.
The kicks still make me laugh.
It-
Not gonna lie.
They're very comical.
Yeah, I'm curious on where Wardlow goes from here now because, like you said, if he's doing an open challenge every week, I
I'm
mean,
down.
that'd be kind of cool.
Points.
Miro. It's got to be Miro.
Ooh, that's
would
a
be a
nice.
good-
See, that's the program I think that they
That's
need
the
to build
program
to.
I want to see. It.
I mean, I thought Orange Cassidy did a good job in the match though, because he's a very defensive
Yeah.
wrestler. He's just like dodge, dodge, dip, dive, dodge.
Yeah, he was.
You know what
You
I'm
could
saying?
dodge a wrench.
Yeah,
If you can dodge a Wardlow.
you can maybe survive this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah,
And he did.
Yeah.
You got a handshake out of it too. So.
Yeah, he dapped him up at the end.
Anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I've always felt like you did, Mike, like Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, all those guys, Sammy Guevara. That should be that division.
Yeah.
Wardlow coming in there kind of just like, oh, okay, crashing halt.
Yeah, they're just establishing him, I feel. Giving
yeah.
him
I
a
think
few
they're-
popular people to go against.
I'm cool with them doing the slow burn.
I think they're just using the TNT no different than the IC or the United States.
Right.
yeah.
It's their
a
equivalent.
mid-level.
Yeah.
And here's the cool part. You know, that's the face of the network, so to speak. What better two faces to have in the network than Jade and fucking Wardlow? I mean, bro.
Right.
That's a sexy picture. You know what I mean? Like,
Then throw your world champion in there.
who's that again? Oh, yeah.
Dude, we were listening to a podcast the other day where they were bitching about Bianca Belair being too muscular,
What?
basically.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was, and then they were talking about, well, what about Jade? And like, yeah, she looks awesome, and like, I don't get that.
Are
so
you-
it was some comment about, how Bianca's getting too like manly.
It was
essentially.
a fan question.
Yeah.
It was like a subscriber question.
Yeah, like, do you think Bianca's getting like too muscular
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
masculine?
Are you kidding me? Jade looks like she can beat, like,
Yeah.
Brock
No,
Lesnar's
because
ass.
they probably
Like,
never
she-
brought it up until that episode.
Yeah, and that's
those
what
are
all
the
everyone.
insecure people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Body
It's just
shaming.
crazy that that's like
How-
even a fan
Like,
question.
how are you body shaming that body?
So-
like, are
so
you
you're
crazy?
gonna tell
either
me-
one of those bodies?
Well, they look too good. That's the problem.
That is, yeah.
You're not allowed to look that good, AJ. You
Shit.
can't
if I
do
had,
that.
If I had Jade's body, you know, money I'd
Just
be
shirts
ma-
off all day.
All.
You'd be like that dude at the disc golf park, just like no shirt.
No, that dude should
sun
have put a
hat.
shirt on.
He had
I
the
know, man. I'm sorry.
dad bod.
Dad bod.
You could tell it was like an afternoon of parents like just got away.
It felt like it, right?
You know what I mean?
It was clogged, dude.
It was.
dude.
That's probably that's why I played better, because I was frustrated. I was ready to go. Like, there was a couple of
Well, see,
times
that's
that I
the
was
thing.
just
You
like,
need to, you need to just
I was
relax,
antsy.
man. You just need to take a step back and just forget about the last toss. It's all about
Well,
right now.
And
It's all
you're
about
right. I
the
did
new
all that.
toss.
I did all that, but the anxiousness of wanting to throw, kind of like I was trying to calm that down a little bit, because I
What?
was like, I'm in the lead, and like nobody's really like saying, like, it's weird, because normally we would be all on any other day. If I'm in the lead, we're like, damn, AJ, damn. But nobody. It was like kind of like quieting when somebody's throwing a perfect game. You're not saying anything. And, you know what I mean? Because I really wasn't, and we were kind of like, there was so many people. But anyway,
So that's
go
it.
ahead.
I'm gonna start talking shit more. Be like,
No.
oh, you're in the lead.
No,
Oh,
don't do that.
you're in the lead. That's it.
No, because I wasn't in my head.
Put the pressure on him.
It's on.
It wasn't in my head. It was nice. I shouldn't have gave that away. So,
No, it's
Nah,
all right.
Man, you have to overcome that stuff, man. You know, it's a challenge for yourself. You know,
well, hey, look,
you find a flaw and you try to fix it.
today we definitely, like, Cool Comic Collective. No, not a whole bunch of. I realized, don't do the drinking like crazy when you play, because there's a difference.
Well, not only that, the last
It
few
just
times we've
depends
been
on the
out there as a
person.
group, it's been late, and so there's no one in front of us or behind us. We just kind of go at our own pace, and so we
Yeah.
show up, we throw, and
We've
so
been very spoiled in that sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
We
like,
take
I
our
need to,
I think
time.
you're
wait for
right.
people.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like
Yeah.
we've been flying a private jet all this time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like we're
Now
on
we're going
commercial.
commercial?
Like, who are these people? There's other people on the plane, Mike. Why are there other people on the plane?
Like,
I
hold
thought
up,
it was
man.
just us.
I thought it was us.
Yeah, I wanted to take up that whole row right
Yeah,
there.
and where's my waitress? Hello.
It is nice. That's
Sorry.
a popular sport, anyway.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It was
All
just
right.
hot as fuck. But anyway, back
Wait,
to
Yeah.
So just really quick to stay on the same topic, then we can move on. Would you guys be willing to play a night game like at a different course, or do you think that it's
Oh.
not familiar enough? And
There's no way.
Yeah, I think we should stick. Night is home base.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
we should go to different places on the daytime.
Plus, here's the thing: one of them is behind like a jail.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not trying to do
trying
that
to go
at
out there
night.
at
no,
night.
the other one I would say would be like Rampart or something. That's
yeah.
somewhat.
I mean,
close.
yeah, Rampart. Oh, but, I mean, okay, I'm
What about
somewhat familiar with
Cumberland?
Rampart, but
Cumberland Greens.
well, I mean, isn't that the fancy fucking place?
No,
No, that's the one.
that's up in Woodland Park. The
Oh.
one I'm talking about is in Fountain,
Oh, I don't.
not too far from.
And remember,
We
we
played
still
there
have,
once.
We still have to drive, set up, play,
Yeah.
and then drive back.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's-
driving is the thing right
well,
there.
I think if we just put up a few and then swap them out to the next baskets, and that way we can keep track of our trash.
You mean our
Well, we're not
lights?
the one who keeps the lights out there. I'm telling you, we're not the
We're
ones. who
not
do
the
that.
ones. But
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
always
I'm just
diligent
saying
about
make-
pulling
yeah.
our stuff down.
I'm just saying,
every
make
time.
it easier for ourselves. So.
You're right over there.
think-
Yep.
think Kimmy might have just hit her head on her mic.
She might have.
It was this.
Oh,
But
okay.
Mr. B, like on some real, I personally just like us playing at home base at night because we know it. It's
right
nice.
there.
It's right there.
It is
It's
weird how
convenient.
your muscle memory kind of kicks in some of those places. Especially when you're walking down from 10, you're just like, huh,
I know this.
I feel like I should be able to do this.
Right. We can't see shit, but we're throwing and getting.
Then I blind myself with my flashlight.
Yeah, you do. I blind myself with the disc, the lights that we put on the disc. Mr. B's right. Put them down. I'm like, no, I'll put it face up, and I'm trying to throw. I'm like, I can't see.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's too much,
I
right?
can't see.
I mean, some plastics it's harder to push the button, but
Worth it.
it's worth it.
yeah,
Still.
it is.
I mean, that's my only downfall about that thing. Like,
I liked when you guys put the glow disc, the glow stick, in the inner side of the disc, so that when you threw it, all you see is the glow.
I
stick.
did like that.
That was
Mhm.
pretty cool. That yes. If anybody who invents disc golfs are listening, put a light that you can turn on inside,
built-in would be so
Right.
nice.
inside, and
you
have it
just
little
have to
battery
know that
operated.
you're not going to go out there and shoot your best game. Like they don't build those discs to like try to shoot minus 15 and minus.
Well, I mean, you're
10.
playing at night, so I mean,
Right.
a night
Right, so
game
you're
is not
just out
tournament.
there-
You're out there having fun.
Because dude, the
This
little lights that
becomes
we have,
novelty.
they don't affect the disc like
At
the
all.
flight at all.
I was using them today. Dude,
Same.
just look how good I played with the Mentor, and the Mentor is what I take out.
I think
Yeah.
you figured out how to throw that one.
I think I definitely did.
That little double clutch pump
I
thing.
really
you
gotta
do is,
fucking get my forehand shot.
it's just practice,
Yeah.
dude. You just
Yeah.
got to go out one day and that maybe we should do that when we all decide to go out one day. If there's nobody
In that big field,
in the big field, we just
toss,
yeah stand out there for a little bit and throw. Then we go play.
Then we go play. Yeah, but that double clutch, yes, I've learned. I do the Charles Barkley now. I'm the
Yeah.
Charles Barkley of disc golf, ladies and gentlemen.
As far as golfing,
I'm just trying to
As
get
far-
my
yeah,
approach. I'm
golfing.
added like a step, so I'm sorry about that, but because I take forever, I feel like
No,
to get like ready.
nope.
not at all. I feel like you have one of the shortest like approaches because you stand there, you face backwards, you look, gone. That's kind of how it is.
I've always said if you actually had an approach with your throw, you would outdrive us like all the time.
Yeah, because you're standing still and
Yeah.
getting it.
Well, that's what I said. I've added a step, so I take one step back and then I put my other foot forward and then I throw basically. So I'm taking
Yeah.
2 steps.
See, and then once you get comfortable, then you'll add another third or
Yeah.
fourth step,
I just feel
and then
like
pretty
it's too
soon you'll
much
just
at
be
that
running
point.
up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll fucking bust my ass like I tried to do on 13 that one time.
Well, see, nobody will ever bust their ass because Mr. B, he cleans off the pad for you. He gets in like he's Scott Hall. You know what I mean? He's like the bad guy. I love it. I love it. You've got a good approach, Mr. B.
It worked.
The twinkle
It,
toes.
The twinkle
The twinkle
Nah,
toes. He does
that's
lift up his foot at
It's
the end.
yeah, it's not the approach; it's the way
It's
that
not always the same though either. It
It's
depends
like-
on
it's
the,
after the release.
It's like you
Depends on
feel
where
like
I'm-
your position of your body's gonna help the flight of the disc while it's in the air. You're gonna be like, oh,
I don't know.
make a turn this way.
Bending it, man. What do they call Avatar?
Avataring it, you are now the disc. You
Yeah.
and the disc are now one. I
Kind of
love
like
it.
bowling in a way.
Move it with your
Yes.
mind.
Move it with your mind. I love
Anyway,
All right.
Uh,
Well, let's
Back
get
on
back
track.
on track here. Yeah.
So what else is going on in AEW world? I can't think of anything else
Yeah, I
that's
think
really
that's about
like
it.
pointing out.
Move on.
Claudio's getting a Ring of Honor World Title
You see,
shot.
and that's why Ring of Honor needs its own show, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
like
they're doing their own pay-per-view, so
Hello, ding dong. Hello.
It's
gonna actually
probably
be a good
still
show.
on the same contract with whatever network.
They need to go ahead and just put it on HBO
Yeah.
Max.
Is that who they got the contract with? HBO Max?
Not yet, but they're. I mean,
in works with Warner. It's Time Warner.
That's been one of the rumored things that Tony's been trying to do is get like a
Licensing?
streaming get a streaming agreement with a company, and HBO Max has been one of the like headlining ones.
Bro, I mean, HBO Max has got some good shit. They got some good shows.
Yeah,
That's DC, so that's Disney's competition right there with the Marvel and shit.
yeah.
Throw some wrestling on there. Shit. I'll watch that. Hey, I got HBO Max. I like it.
I got your HBO Max.
No, he doesn't HBO Max. We do not share accounts. We have our own separate accounts.
This message is not brought to you by the MACKDOWN Podcast. At MACKDOWN Podcast.
I'm not gonna.
And this can be removed easily.
We remove
No
it.
problem.
Edit it. So yeah,
It's
like we
gone.
said, AEW definitely needs a streaming service, and one day hopefully they'll get that. All right.
Do they?
I mean, for the Ring of Honor, yeah, because Ring of Honor could be its own. I mean, you got like 13 belts in like.
Yeah, because then they could put dark and all that shit on one place. Yeah, true. Okay, moving on.
And then you can go back and rewatch it like on demand, and
Definitely.
true.
Remember how NXT was on just the network?
it was on Hulu there in the very, very beginning.
What, NXT was on Hulu?
In the very, very, very beginning. Yeah. Yep.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, because when I first moved here, Kimmy had Hulu, and I went back and found NXT and started watching it from like the very beginning.
Yeah.
So
that's
when-
right.
when
And they
it-
had like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's son was in there, and fucking
Was it like that FCW transition?
like literally the net. It was like, it wasn't FCW. It was NXT.
It was all NXT.
Yeah. Yep.
When,
it was like
um,
2010. Dude.
When Big E won the belt, all that time.
But they had even the original shit. They had the original shit up to the studio shit that they were doing.
Actually, Seth won the first one.
He was the first champ.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, speaking of WWE,
The W.
so Dolph and Austin Theory, huh?
No. Dolph
Oh,
and
God.
Theory.
Okay, yeah, Theory.
Just a Theory.
Yep.
He left his Austin in Texas, baby.
I guess there's already.
I like how
one
Dolph is
also.
just back all of a sudden.
As a good guy.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Yeah, just what?
A baby. He's a baby.
He just.
The
fucking-
gatekeeper?
He
It
is.
seems really like it, yeah. I feel like he's the guy, because even Cam said it in the text.
He's the guy.
He's the one that they'll use to get the talent ready for that spot. You know what I mean? He'll get him over.
Hey, he beat Breaker, and we all thought that was because Breaker was going to get moved up. But no, Breaker just needed a good rival.
That's the reason I put Dolph on my team.
You got the worker. You
Ugh.
got the working man's loser.
Hey, I got the belt right now. That's all that matters.
Oh, that
I've
belt.
had it once.
So have I.
So I've already relinquished it. I just hold it.
I,
just
I'm the
hold
placeholder right now.
yeah.
I'm the transitional champ.
There's a rival. Wow. Okay, gender.
Jinda.
I really think we're starting to have a little bit of rivalries in the fantasies. I'm seeing them as far as teams and teams. Cam is the sneaky team in there.
He just gets. He
He's
gets
very
over every
consistent.
week. It's
Yeah.
very annoying.
He's the consistent team. You know, he's the team that's like, hey, look, I'm the best worker on this damn roster. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're like, but AJ and Kimmy and Mike must pose. You know? That's what we're like. And he's like, nope. So don't be surprised if he Bret Hart's us.
So is Mr. B the equivalent then to like the Brooklyn Brawler?
Damn. No.
And that's no disrespect because
Barry Horowitz.
oh, that's disrespectful.
Oh.
I'm kidding. It's basically the same guy. It's basically
He's like,
the
"Oh,
same
now
position.
that-
Actually,
You
you know what?
crossed the line."
Actually, you know what? That actually would be lower because Brooklyn Brawler was there all the time.
Yeah, he was the one that was getting Hogan ready.
Yeah.
He would get all of the fucking baby faces ready
Yeah.
to fight Hogan.
But damn. I can't even look at him. I can't even look at you, Mr. Reed.
He's like, you just fucking wait till next season,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Just
That's
wait.
what he's saying.
Oh, SummerSlam comes Mr. B. Yo.
Couple weeks, man.
Couple
Well,
weeks.
let's finish this episode.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
let's
into
get
the rules.
rules and everything.
All right,
He's
so,
ready.
So Dolph, in theory, we know what's happening there. They're
Yeah.
prepping him. They're getting him ready.
Hopefully, I
with
can get
their
some
talent.
W's off you real quick because you know, I need Theory to step up his game.
We'll see. And then we got some rumors in the rumor mill, and apparently Bailey is scheduled to be in Nashville for SummerSlam.
You and your Bailey shit, bro.
She's off my team. It don't even matter anymore.
I know, but like you're just. I hope she does show up for your
I love
sake.
Bailey.
I love Bailey too.
I just want her to show up for
We
just
miss
the
her.
sake of Bailey. Yeah, like come back.
Well,
We miss her.
in the same thing, the women's division kind of needs.
Dude.
Is she a heel or a baby coming back?
Having
I
a
would
baby.
like. I personally would like, you know, the Ding Dong Hello heel.
Yeah, but I think she may come back with that. But I think the fans are gonna want her back so much that she's gonna be a baby,
yeah,
whether they want it or not.
I
Just don't-
100% agree with
I
that.
swear to God, Bailey, don't bring back the inflatable friend.
No,
No.
I think that part of her's dead. I think it's just.
Is
I
it
think
though?
she
In
can
the
still
past.
use the ding dong thing too. I think that would still be. She
Yeah.
can still get that over.
Or maybe she will be a heel, but we just don't like, you know what I mean? We're just
Yeah,
like,
we like it.
We like you. You know what I mean? And speaking of other Nashville rumors, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I'm going to have a moment, okay? I'm going to have an AJ Nostradamus moment here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And I think I was talking to you guys about this earlier. And I think for the first time ever, Austin Theory will be at the end of
Theory.
SummerSlam. Excuse me. Oh, God. Excuse me.
Damn.
Replay. In my opinion, I think Theory will be the WWE Universal Undisputed Champion because I think he's going to turn it into a triple, for the first time ever, it'll be a triple threat last man standing match. Brock and Roman are going to be beaten to the point that they both can't get up, and Austin Theory is just left there standing.
Yep. I mean, that's the most logical thing.
That's how you keep Brock
if you
strong.
wanted to put him on the, if you wanted to make him the champ.
And you keep Brock strong, you keep Roman strong, because neither one of them got pinned. So you can't say you pinned either one of them.
Dude, I don't like Theory in the spot, dude.
I mean,
it's dumb of him to insert himself into that match when he could wait until it's over.
But why try to take on the person who's standing?
Because he's so fucking exhausted. If you're any kind of a man, you should be able to hit him with a couple moves and take the title, right?
Is Theory that guy, though?
Well,
You're
Seth
trying to make him
Rollins.
that
Seth
guy.
Rollins did it.
Seth Rollins interjected himself in the match.
As a triple threat.
Yeah,
It
but
became
they
a triple threat match.
True, but they were both already kind of like about.
Yeah,
dead or
the whole
whatever.
match had already happened, basically.
Yeah, so what, he's going to interject and he can't pin anybody? You just have to sit there and wait?
Yeah, you have to count of 10.
Yeah,
If
so
both
like
men
let's
are
say
down.
let's say Roman spears Brock off of like some platform or some shit, and they go through a platform of tables. They're dead.
And
They're
the
laying
ref-
there dead. And
the
then
ref can
all of a
start
sudden,
counting. The ref can start counting
hey,
right there.
down. You hear the
Yeah.
music, and here he comes.
A-town, downtown.
He cashes in and goes, "Hey, I'm interjecting myself into this match. It's now
Count.
a triple threat, fucking last man standing match. Count them right now." And they're just dead. There's nothing. I mean, maybe he even goes out there and starts wearing
What
them out
happens
with
if
chairs
they?
and shit.
What happens if they die but he doesn't interject? Is it just like a no contest? Both people lose.
I don't.
If they like say that happens but he doesn't cash in.
Yeah,
what is
nobody loses.
It's just
Titles
both of
don't
them-
change hands.
Both
Yeah.
Yeah,
of them
it'll
get
be
the
a-
count of 10 and
right,
it's
it'll
a
be a
draw.
draw.
Well,
Yeah.
then
Basically
he could
goes to a
still
no
cash in
contest.
At the end
Yeah.
of that.
Say it again?
Then he could still cash in at the end of that.
Yeah, wait.
definitely could.
And then just pin him.
Yeah, but I don't. I think it would be in the best interest for you to put the title on Theory and not pin Brock or Roman.
I
Because,
hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Just I'm looking at it from the entertainment value and for
Vince
the face.
really wants this motherfucker to get over, man.
Right, but you don't want to hurt Brock or Roman. This is the best way to do it.
Well,
Because you're going to get Theory. Theory's going to get booed out the building.
dude, this is Vince's
Yeah, but
last
he's already
stand
a
right
heel.
here.
This is what?
This is Vince's last stand. This is his last hurrah.
So
This is his last project that he's working with
So
right
why
now.
not give it to Theory and then have Chicken Shit Theory, which was The Miz, eventually. Now, I'm not saying Theory keeps the title for goes on a crazy run. You know what I mean? But give him the title
Do you
to.
think there's the guy that should strip the title off for him?
Here's the deal. No. However,
I mean,
Roman and Brock, this is the last time, whatever. It allows.
That's weird, by the way.
see, and that's a weird
And-
way to end it if it's the last whatever.
Why is it the last one all of a sudden now?
And I love that how we can transition to your topic with this of that. Here's the deal. I don't think it is the last one. I think they're building it, last minute and all this other stuff, but then Theory coming in to ruin that whole situation.
Are they going to main event WrestleMania one more time?
Oh my god.
It would be a non-title match at that point.
No, Roman or Brock would have the title back by then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's
See,
that's
but
6
here's the
months.
deal. No, because Cody will be back, and hey, you can even have Seth beat.
Why couldn't they do an elimination chamber or some shit? Who knows?
Well, what I'm saying, if Austin Theory gets the title at SummerSlam, right? Why not have Seth win the title somewhere in between that in a Fatal 4, or just something? I mean, whatever. But have Seth win it,
so
and then Austin gets his rematch at the Royal Rumble. Theory, Austin.
they don't do those anymore.
What?
Rematches. There's
Well,
no rematch clauses.
But here's the
anymore.
deal. That's Vinny's boy. But you can give Seth, in theory, a realistic match at Rumble. Cody wins that. Seth wins that. There's your match for WrestleMania. And you can go right back to the plan you had before.
It's so out of place because you got Riddle on one side. You still got Bobby Lashley. Like,
See, Lashley's stuck in the U.S. title scene, and I don't
That's
think
fine.
I don't think he's gonna take the U.S. title.
that's fine. And
off
him and Theory
Lashley.
they should be battling back and forth, and Riddle should be in the spot that Theory's in now. This should have been Riddle.
Could you have a Riddle title run in there? Riddle takes it off of.
Riddle would
Theory.
be way more believable if he interjected himself
But
in,
I'm saying-
or after the match was over for the Universal title.
Well, I'm saying Theory wins. Riddle takes it off him. Seth takes it off Riddle, and then you set it up because you got to have Seth as your champion going in. If you're not going to have Roman there,
We'll see, man.
you need a bad guy champion going in the WrestleMania for Cody to win. This is all what this is all about. Cody winning the damn title at Mania. That's what this is all.
well, they
coming
need to
down
get it. They have to put it back on Seth then, if that's the case.
Exactly.
It has to be Seth.
It has to be Seth.
Yeah.
And how do you get it off Roman and Brock and get them out the picture? You put it on a chicken shit heel to transition it over to your number one guy, who's Riddle. Because once Riddle tastes it once and then loses it, that's going to be great for Riddle to have
Dude,
to.
yeah, Riddle and Seth in a world title program would be sweet
And
leading up to Mania.
And you've just now made 3 guys. Austin Theory. I'm sorry, two additional guys. Austin Theory, and sorry, I said Austin Theory. Theory and Riddle. You've now made them world championship contenders for real.
Right.
Because they have won the chip. No matter how you feel about them, no matter what you say, they are now. Jinder Mahal is still a world championship contender. As crazy as that sounds, but he's
poor
still
guy.
there. If Jinder wrestles for the world championship, you can't be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" That's
I mean,
the
look
former
at him.
WWE champion. So,
It's like, yes,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
but yeah, exactly. But going back to what you were saying about the last time, I'm curious on why they considered it and why they built that hype around
Yeah,
it.
it just kind of came out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Right.
For the last time, Goldberg or Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
You know, it's no different than like, oh, this is call now because it's only gonna be for 10 minutes or literally forever
like a
because
sale.
every commercial is 10 minutes from now. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, you know what I mean? It just gives you that sense of like urgency to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of
You know what I mean?
First day at WrestleMania, the biggest WrestleMania match ever. You really think that's going to stand forever, the test of time?
Well,
I mean,
that was a legitimate argument, though.
but
That was a legitimate.
But we still have so much
Hey,
more
Randy.
future left. We don't
right,
know
but
who's
up to
gonna
this
be.
point, right now,
Okay,
this
yes.
is the biggest WrestleMania
I
match
get it.
ever.
I get it. I get that
You
point.
know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm saying I get it.
But yeah, if they put it on Theory, they need to transition it to Seth, and I agree with that.
Yeah, you
And
do
then have Seth be the champ going through, and that would freshen it up quite a bit.
You can
So
easily.
you're saying Theory's gonna lose the U.S. title?
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm thinking.
I
yeah.
think. Well, if he wins the world title, I would like to see him win the United States title as well.
I would lose my shit too because that would legitimately make you not only have to
Like you're
respect him,
established right now.
have to respect him, but you would hate the ever loving. Everybody would hate him.
Yeah.
I would hate him too
The-
because he's on your team, and that would be a lot of fucking points.
Ooh, at least 10.
Not to mention, the boys in the back would be like, "What the?" And I mean, I know it wouldn't be legitimate heat. Some might have legitimate heat with him doing all that, but still, they can present that on TV. Of
Yeah,
like,
dude.
there's legitimate heat in the back. Like Austin Theory is like, nobody wants to, because they were trying to do that with Waller. Remember, they were trying to do that with Waller when Waller they tried to have him come up and fight AJ and stuff.
Yeah,
And I
again,
thought that was
too
a good.
soon.
I
Too
thought that
soon.
was a good program. Yeah, I think
Way too soon.
putting him with some of those guys were too soon. But I think that's the route that they're going here. Waller was the test. Go ahead, Mr. B. You got that look on your face.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Oh,
Just joking.
He liked it.
thank you.
All right. Well,
Where were we at again?
We're pretty
I
much
think we
moving
went
on at that
way
point.
off there.
No, we were talking about the last man standing and all that stuff.
Yeah, we
it
were
all
just
tied
talking
in.
about
The last time, and yeah, but
SummerSlam.
that's pretty much all that there was this week, man. It was kind of a quiet week.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's time. I guess it's that time.
It
Well,
is-
yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of what we're all here for. This
Yeah.
is the theme of the whole show.
Brr, 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 brr.
And at our 1-year anniversary, no better time than now.
That's right. So we're gonna go ahead and officially go over these MACKDOWN Fantasy Wrestling League rules.
And this is actually really good for all of our listeners, too, as well, because the rules have kind of been scattered here and there throughout different episodes as we've been developing, we'll say,
Yes.
our fantasy league. So it'll be kind of nice to have it all laid out for you
Yeah,
in
and
one
we got like
concise format.
like a legit ass rule book here.
Exactly. Thank you, bro, for putting that all together.
Well, hey, we all did it. You know, it took the whole team.
It was your hands typing.
All right, so.
Oh, he went and got the belt.
Oh, nice.
For the current champion.
So
Oh.
for the current champion, Mr. MD over there.
Well, it's temporary at this point in time.
Here, I'm going to take your picture.
It's sweet.
Too sweet.
You can see the detail. I'll take an actual photo of it so we can post it. But, dude, it's awesome. The middle of it has our MACKDOWN Podcast logo, as seen on our Instagram and everywhere else.
And Kimmy bedazzled it, so it's fucking. It's got the jewels. It's missing 4.
4 jewels.
4 jewels
So it's
short.
So it's a real championship belt because no championship belt that's real is perfect.
It's officially been a thing. Well, we've had it hanging up, and it's just been blank this whole time.
Yeah, I got the Cody Rhodes treatment. As the inaugural champion over here, I super got Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
You
because
just
that
got the-
motherfucker was blank.
Yeah.
I
He
got.
was the blank man for
you
real.
gave it like from Tyson's hands to Cody Rhodes' hands to AJ's hands. It was just, yeah. So
Bear.
I was the blank champion for.
At least you still had some. At least you still had some gold on it, though.
Yeah.
Because you had it when it was still like gold plated.
right. So yeah, okay.
Not real gold, of course, but ain't no good way to got money for that.
Yeah, when my action figures made for the fantasy, we're gonna have me made with the belt, but it's gonna be all blank,
Dude, we can legit make a belt, or we can make a figure with this belt.
but all blank. Yeah,
Yeah. That would be fucking hilarious, by the way.
yeah,
I would hang those on the wall.
I would as well. All right, so we're
All right,
going over
well,
the rules.
We're going over rules, man, so let's go ahead and get into it here. I'm going to pass this belt along to whoever.
I'll pass it around, so we don't pass it around the table, over the table.
It is pretty sweet, though. I do love it. Turned out way better than I ever could have imagined.
Well, I'm glad you guys like it. It was fun,
I w-
actually.
I
I like
w-
tedious
I
What
wish
shit.
is that? Is that a jewel on the backside there?
Probably. Does it say it should come right off?
No, that's the really small one, right?
It's a tiny one. It's
Yeah.
Not, it's not the right size. I
Okay.
can tell.
Bummer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into these rules
Oh,
here.
Wait, hold on. Mr. B's holding the belt. I mean, one day, Mr. B.
I know you love that color scheme, though. That looks like Carolina Panthers all day,
Yeah, it does.
During October.
except for the pink.
Oh.
No, I said during October.
okay.
Oh, yeah, during the breast cancer awareness or the
Oh yeah.
Dude, my dad was like,
Love that shit.
that was like his favorite time of the year because everything was pink. Yeah.
Definitely, because you can get all the football shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he had
Oh,
the
he
Rams
did.
hat with the fucking pink and yeah.
That's how you do it.
Definitely. All right, I'm trying to pull up these rules here in case I need to.
To refer,
Yeah.
can't look at the screen.
I mean, I can. I mean, I'm not blind or anything. I can definitely read it from here.
Well, and I guess that would be another question too, as far as this league goes, is because you had a good question, Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
You posed the question, what is a good number for the fantasy league? Like, how many people legit could be in
At
our
one
league
time?
at one time?
I'm thinking like 10.
At
That's
C10 was
that's what we
exactly what
said.
I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because any more and you would have no one left to.
I mean, you got 50. That's 50 fucking people you got to keep track of.
Well, but
Yeah.
here's the thing: there's categories now,
yeah.
so it kind of
Helps break
leaves
it down.
room. So we don't have Roman and Adam Cole and
Everyone
you know what I'm saying?
on your team. So
Bob
a
Lott,
little
yeah.
balanced.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I think 10 would be 10 would be good.
I think you can. Yeah, with a little help from your friends.
Well, hey, I mean, we can definitely give it a shot. If there's anybody out there in the MACKDOwn world in the universe,
Yeah.
hit us up and let us know.
Season 3, we're opening up the books.
I'll
so-
keep scores.
So you got all of season 2 to hit us up to let us know. Season 3 comes out, we'll
I
have
mean,
it all
we
taken
can
up.
even add. Well, no,
Well,
we can't. We
yeah.
can't because we're drafting pretty much in 2 weeks. So
So-
we'd have to find you within 2 weeks.
Or like I said, season 3, we open up the books. We open it
We'll
up
see.
to all of our,
Yeah.
and we'll keep promoting this as the season goes through. Season 3 coming to you live.
Well, I think we really fine tuned our rules. Like I think we really got it buttoned down. This is the official rulebook episode.
Yeah, we've hashed out everything. There's no, if you don't agree with us at this point,
It's
fucking
fucking well.
Yeah, it has been in stone.
Yeah.
Unless it gets voted. No,
Right.
that's the thing.
Well, and that way, if you guys as listeners want to play along, you kind of know how to do it.
Exactly.
and this will be up. So go ahead.
Yep.
All right, so we don't need to go section by section because some of these are like, introducing what is MACKDOWN Fantasy,
No, I mean, shit, dude. We've had this might be the first time people are listening to the show, so we need to make it all concise because they may not have heard.
Well, I'll just read this shit verbatim then.
Just fucking get into it.
All right, so section 1, guys. Here we go. We're getting into the fucking rule book here.
All right.
So we got the MACKDOWN Fantasy Season. So this is exactly what we are. What is the MACKDOWN Fantasy Season? It consists of 4 quarters to make up one full season. The shows that are scored are the main shows. We got AEW Dynamite, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, Rampage, and all of the pay-per-views associated with those 2 brands. It's only AEW and WWE. We're not counting like Main Event. We're not counting Dark, Evolution, any of that. It's just
Network TV.
network television.
Yup.
NXT's gone.
And we took NXT out. It's we're just gonna do these 2, because with that roster, it's forever changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes it easier this way.
Totally.
So so basically we will have 2 shakeups in the time of these 4 quarters. It'll be after quarter 1 and after quarter 3. And the reason we do it after quarter 1 and quarter 3 is because after quarter 2, we got a draft. And then after quarter 4, of course, that's the end of the season.
Yep.
So it's quarter 1 shakeup, quarter 2 midseason draft, quarter 3 shakeup, and then WrestleMania.
Yep. So
excuse me. It's our WrestleMania, but
you basically get
SummerSlam.
an overall same team for 6 months. However, one
Correct.
time in that 6 months after the first quarter, you get to make some moves, and we'll talk about those details. But,
Yeah.
And
in
then
those
we
moves.
we redraft completely mid-year.
Yeah, and you can keep some folks.
Yeah, there's some things.
Yes. So the quarters will go as such. So quarter 1 starts the night after SummerSlam, and then it ends the night of Survivor Series. Quarter 2 starts the night after Survivor Series and ends on the Royal Rumble. And then we got quarter 3 starting after the Rumble going all the way to Mania. And then quarter 4 is the night after Mania and then all the way to SummerSlam. So SummerSlam to SummerSlam basically is our season's calendar year.
And just because WWE has a big 4, it just made it easy for tracking purposes for quarters, basically.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, there's no bias here,
Yeah.
but there might be.
We took it old school, baby. We're all 80s babies
Yeah.
in some regards. So we knew what the big 4 were when they originated. It was the Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series,
Right.
and of course the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, so that's our quarters. That's how that whole thing is laid out. So in these quarters, like I said, we mentioned the draft. So in this draft, the initial draft order of the season will be drawn at random. So we'll just do it out of a hat, bucket, whatever. You'll draft 5 positions to fill your roster. These rosters will consist of AEW and WWE only, as we had previously stated. The draft will snake from 1 to 5, then 5 to 1, etc., etc. And the first 3 selections in no particular order must be 1 male, 1 female, 1 tag team. So you have to get one of those. You have to get all 3 of those selected before you go to your 4th and 5th selections, which are called free-for-alls. So those can be any member of a tag team. It could be any female, any male. Just it doesn't matter.
You
It's a
could
free-for-all
split a tag
position.
team, have another full tag team, whatever you want.
Yeah, so if you really wanted to, you could, if they weren't already drafted, pick Jimmy and Jay Uso in your free-for-all spots, and they count as single individuals.
Yep, matches count, everything counts.
Everything.
I like
So
it.
yes, so that is how the roster will be laid out. We will have training room positions. There's going to be 4 of them, and that's basically like your reserves.
Injury reserve.
And you can only fill those slots if somebody is inactive. So maybe not even necessarily hurt, but like right now Charlotte is gone. She's in her wedding or whatever, but they did play it off as
An injury.
an
type.
injury.
Yeah.
She's been married for like 6 months. Like, there you go.
She's still down in Mexico having the time of her life.
She is, man. But yeah, so anyway, as long as it's announced, and this has to be announced
Yep.
on either an AEW or WWE TV program, social media outlet, but just something that comes from them. A news article, whatever
Right.
it
It's
is.
got to be an approved, appropriate site that we all can say that's a legitimate source.
Or or from the wrestler themselves. If they
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
anything publicly announced, then they'll go to the training room, and then you will then pick up somebody from what we are now calling catering, which is basically the free agency.
Now,
Yep.
I had a question, and this is a question some of the people who may have as well.
Yeah.
When
bring it on.
someone is injured, say for instance it's Monday, right? You find out that they get injured, or they get injured on Raw. You find out that at that point, you get the 0 for them for that particular, and then next week that person who you pick.
you wouldn't get 0 because if they're there and they get injured.
No, I'm saying if they say, okay, say for instance I have, who's on my team? Wardlow. And they say Wardlow's injured. They tell me this Wednesday Wardlow got injured, so he won't be in a championship match. So do I get 0, or is the person in my reserve automatically come in and we start?
But
You don't have anybody in the reserve. That's the thing.
you'd have to actually draft somebody.
Okay.
From
So
catering.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're pulling directly. So there are no more reserve slots.
Right.
It
So
is,
you're pulling directly from catering.
yeah.
So am I pulling someone from catering right then and there, and they're automatically getting in at that point? Or do I just get 0 for that person for that particular week, and then I can still pick and choose and all that good stuff when we are on the show?
Generally, our previous rules were that we had to repick on the show.
On the show. So
Yeah.
So you get
And I
the
mean,
0.
that's-
So
we
you
can-
will
we
get
can
the
change
0
that.
and the person
Yeah.
is next. I agree with that rule. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
yeah.
So I want to
Right.
make sure that's still, and this might not be in there, guys,
Yeah,
but
but we can add that.
we can add that
Yeah.
in there. But now that we know, so when a person is moved to that injury reserve spot, when
You get a 0 instead of a -2 because
Right.
they're not there unless
Exactly.
they
And
happen
then
to be
you pick up your new
person
person from catering
From-
that
right.
next
On-
episode.
yeah.
that next episode, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that points start officially, which would suck because it was a championship anyway. go
Yeah.
ahead.
and that's how we have carried it through so far.
Yeah.
For this whole time. So
All right, cool. That just cleared that up. Thank you.
All right.
Continue.
cool. And by the way, the in the FFA, the free agent or the free for all, they can be basically anything. Like I said, tag team members, AEW, WWE.
Yeah. Anything you
I
want.
think we already covered that.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. So the mid-season draft, we kind of touched on it a little bit. So this is going to be after quarter 2. So like Kimmy said, we're going to pretty much redraft our whole team if we wanted to. We can keep 2 wrestlers off of our bench, off of anywhere on our slots, whether it's the male, female, tag team, free for all. It don't matter. We can keep up to 2. Question about that also, which folks might bring up, is if that's the case, if you do keep your 2 players, what picks get used up in the draft? Do you just pick 1 through whatever, and then your last 2 picks are null and void?
I guess it kind of depends, right? So let's say you keep 1 free for all and 1 female.
They stay there.
Then
Right.
maybe you lose like your 3rd draft pick and your 5th.
So
the last of the 3
each.
and the last of the free for all, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If you keep 2 people on your whatever, you'll get your 1st pick, you don't get your 2nd and 3rd, and then you get your 4th and 5th.
So
if that makes sense.
So you keep your man and your woman, and then you lose your 2nd and 3rd picks,
Can
right?
Can I go this way to make it more clear? The person you keep is the pick for that round. So
well, but you can pick man, woman, or a tag team in any order. It's not like
Right.
1, 2, 3.
right.
If that makes sense. So generally in the rules, we would lose our 4th and 5th pick, say if we kept 2 people. Or if we
Right.
kept 1, we'd lose our 5th pick, the last one. So what I'm proposing is, depending on which category and what you're keeping, lose the last pick in that category. So if you keep 1 free-for-all and 1 main roster person.
Oh, when we get there,
Right.
yeah.
you're not. Your person is, and what I'm adding to what you're saying, instead of you losing your pick is the person you kept.
Right, but it would be like your 3rd pick or your 5th.
Right, and what I'm saying is that when it's your turn to pick, you quote unquote just say the name of the person you kept, even though we know who you kept.
And again, we've talked about that. We want to go ahead and state who we're keeping before the draft,
Right, so
because then we
everybody
know
can-
everyone's in the bucket.
Right.
You
So
know what
that's
I'm
why
saying?
that's why I said if you keep 2, we should just do 1, 2, 3, and lose 4 and 5, and then because then you're still keeping pace with.
I see what you're saying. It just makes it cleaner.
Yeah, you just don't pick
It's
your
just
last
cleaner.
two. Or if you keep one, you lose your last pick.
You just have to pick them still in the order.
Right.
Main, free for all, or whatever.
Yes.
So you still just lose.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That makes sense. Yeah, so if you keep a woman and it's not in your designated free, because they have to stay in that spot that you keep them at, right?
Right.
So if you keep, let's say you got Sasha, well, maybe Mercedes, we don't know. We'll just say, okay, we'll say Charlotte.
I have Liv Morgan.
All right, so you got Liv Morgan. She's in the women's spot. You keep her. You lose then one of those top 3 spots.
Right.
Because that is designated.
Because
right?
I have to pick them in that order.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I was trying to say. Like, you lose your last pick of that section, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so 1 through 3 and then 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you're either losing.
I actually do like that, actually.
You're either losing 2 or 3. You're either losing 3 and 5. You're
Right.
either losing.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So going back to what I said originally.
Well, if it is that way, it would always be 3 or 5.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's saying the very last pick.
Right.
The last pick of
Always
that
be
little
one.
section, basically.
Right.
So, but I get what you're saying, because you're like, oh, man, woman, tag, but tag's not always going to be 3 necessarily. I might
Right.
pick a tag team first. So the
Right.
order in which you draft them doesn't necessarily matter. I think it's just like, well, you have to get these ones first. So if you keep one of these main ones, then you just lose your last pick of that main.
Unless we can remember when you drafted them from the
No,
previous
no,
round.
no.
Right, exactly. That's why it's like, if we just do the last, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. Are we all cool?
I'm good with that.
All right, we'll have to update that little section.
Yep.
All right,
Well,
cool.
I'm wondering, do you want to, like, well, never mind. It's going to be all on the fantasy anyways.
Right. Well, in the order of this draft, so this one's different. So the order of the midseason draft goes based on the rankings. So whoever's last drafts first,
Yes.
right? And there is a snake in every draft. There's a snake. The shakeups not so much. The shakeups just go from top to bottom, top to bottom.
Yep, all the way around.
And the shakeups, my friends, the shakeups will take place after quarter 1 and quarter 3, as previously stated as well. During this, each team will get to make 2 moves. You can only make 1 at a time, but during this process, like let's say you're last, Kimmy, and you want to drop, let's say Liv Morgan's on your team. She's been losing. I'm dropping Liv Morgan off my team. Okay, and then you're going to pick up somebody from catering.
Yep,
So it's basically just an even swap. Boop, boop,
totally.
right?
That's one turn.
Yeah, and that's one turn, and then it goes to the next person, basically whoever, last to first, basically.
So hold on, you don't know who the person is dropping beforehand. I like that for the shakeups because
Yeah.
the drafts is different.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's like everybody's in the pool, but this is kind of like, oh, you wanted that person, and Mike is after me. It's like, well, tough luck. Stop
or
winning.
I drop someone
Stop
and you can
winning
pick
then.
them up now.
Well,
You
no,
know
I'm
what
just
I mean?
saying,
Right.
yeah, you dropped somebody, but I wanted them, but I'm in first place, but Mr. B's in 4th, and it's his turn. He's like, oh, you just dropped Liv? Shit, I'm picking Liv up. I'm like, damn, I wish I was like, well,
But you didn't know I was gonna drop her off my team. so
exactly.
You
Well,
would have
we
been
could
planning.
make it. We could keep like the people that we drop like 1 week off. Like you can't pick them up during that time frame.
Oh,
I don't
so
know.
once
If
you
they go
drop
in the
them-
pile, they go in the pile. I guess
Yep.
that's fine.
So once they go back into catering, they're free.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
shake up
They're
being a
free
little
agents.
more.
Like
Cutthroat.
open, just kind of like.
Yeah,
No,
it makes it a little
The
more
shakeup
entertaining.
is more cutthroat. I like.
I like that too.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. So that's the shakeups. And moving on, we got roster moves and trades.
My favorite shit.
So each team gets 1 roster move per quarter, which is basically if you want to get rid of somebody off your team and just completely swap them out with somebody in catering, because we're not doing reserves anymore.
Right.
So this is just a complete, like, literal swap. You're
Yep.
just taking one in and taking one out. So you can do that once per quarter
At your will.
at your will at any
At
time
your
you want.
will.
Well, it is on podcast day. You have to make that change, but
Yes, and that is the thing. Every move has to be made on podcast day.
yeah.
That is the only day.
Yep.
You can negotiate a trade during the week, but that trade does not go into effect. And are we voting on trades, by the way?
I'm cool with drafting or trading wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not so much draft picks.
No, I'm saying, are we voting on trades? Like, say for instance, he's got Roman,
Oh,
and I've got Ricochet, and I'm like, I'll trade you Roman for Ricochet. He's like, yeah, well, why not? There's nobody voting on that.
I mean, there is 5 of us. Cam is missing today.
He's previously booked.
So,
It's fine.
but yes, so we will have a 3. It will
panel
be
judge.
Yeah, so it'll be either 2 versus 1 basically. So there will, if we wanted to vote, we could, but as long as we know it's not like, hey, I'll give you this person for some Terramana.
No.
I personally don't. Okay.
No, votes.
I've said this before, and I'm just going to hear me out.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
going to get up on my podium and make my statement.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kimmy.
I personally don't feel like we should do trades. I'm cool with dropping a roster and picking up someone from catering and the things. Because what I feel like this fantasy league is really about is your wrestling mind.
I agree.
And it's not about winning necessarily. Of course you want to win, but you're going to win because we're going to see who has the best wrestling mind, not who made the best trades and tried to move their team around and shuffle points and stuff like that. So I don't think it's winning by shuffling points. I think it's winning by having a set team and having minimal amounts of movement and just trying to ride the wave essentially and see where
I like
it goes.
that.
Yeah. So my overall says that already. But
Steadfast.
anyway, go ahead.
So that is
Yeah,
my
Kim.
reasoning why I don't feel like trades between teams should be allowed.
Okay, so you know what?
I'm with you.
If you want another vote for that, I 100% agree.
Oh, so you don't want trades?
No, I really don't. I just want to.
Okay.
I want to be the sneaky bad guy in there to just
No. Because I think it's funner letting it
funner.
play out, more fun to let it play out the way that it is.
Yeah, I agree. I am in favor of this as well.
I am one of those guys who says, "Hey, it's in the rule book, right? So I can do it, right?"
Okay, so we got 3 for trades, right? We're kicking trades.
Kick trades.
Yeah,
Kicking
good.
trades?
No
All right, so
trades.
there are no trades between teams
All right,
in
guys,
this
we're
game
taking
allowed.
This out right now.
You can only do catering to team and team to catering.
Once per
There.
quarter and or per injury.
Yeah,
And then you
that's,
get, and then
I
they
like
go
you said.
into the training room.
I like how she said "and or."
well, and that brings up catering itself. So let's go ahead and explain that. So, like we said,
What are they serving in catering, by the way?
everything, dude.
Dude,
Quinoa, steak, chicken,
Quinoa and steak at the same damn time?
Yeah.
same damn time, dude.
I bet they eat that shit too.
I bet
So,
you do, too.
so the catering is basically free agency, right? So,
Yep.
and here's the thing: I'm going to keep track of all the motherfucking people. So,
First of all, give it up to your brother for just stepping up, Mr.
I mean,
MacD.
we can all help. It can be a group process.
So here's and before you can cut this part out. That part where the catering, can you only make? Well, I would say make that editable for all of us, but like that'd be weird because it'll fuck
It
with your
doesn't
shit.
save because I've tried to
No.
edit it on my program already. It doesn't.
You
save.
mean on your phone?
Yeah, I've tried to edit on my phone and it doesn't save it. So
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say if you want, you could just copy and paste the catering roster, and send that over to us. So we just have a blank template of people,
and we
and
all
then we
keep-
can just mark points on that.
and make sure
But it
all
won't
of our
fuck with the
scores-
shit, and then we
Right.
can just give it to you, and then we can compare. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We all do homework.
We all do homework and compare
Well,
answers.
even if like we could do
I like that, Kimmy.
Yeah,
2 of us could be on WWE and 2 of us could be on AEW,
totally.
I just
or
want the
3 on WWE.
I just want the whole roster, so that way, if I'm
Right.
watching,
Right, you got- yeah.
Yeah.
I'm adding points.
Yeah,
Because maybe I might not watch SmackDown,
right.
but I definitely know I watched AEW from start to finish.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can mark those.
Well,
I
Yeah,
Yeah, I
watched
just
Raw,
have
that
just
too.
blank mark.
Yeah.
I could just have a blank template sheet with all the people.
and then I save that, send it to you,
Yeah,
and then next week I do the same thing,
Yeah.
send it to you. And even if I know I didn't watch Raw, you like, okay, AJ don't have no Raw points, but Kimmy has Raw points, Mr. B has Raw points. There's a discrepancy. Somebody said 3 for AJ, he said 2 for AJ. I got 3 for AJ as well. You know what I mean? Then
Right.
you could all say,
You're like, okay, majority wins. You
Yeah.
got 3.
yeah.
definitely.
3 people said he got 3, and 2 people said he got
So I
2.
mean, because we watch it anyway, so might as well.
So, shit, well, I'd be
We'll
screaming
play
at my
with that.
TV, 2 points.
I
Let's
know,
do it."
I know. We're like, bro, hey, get the points.
Isn't that crazy? That's the way we watch wrestling now. We're screaming at the
Well,
TV like
that
points.
Kimmy said that.
I literally was like, this has reignited my interest in watching wrestling
It
a little bit
has.
because it was dying for me a little bit there for a while, especially WWE. I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit. So now it makes me a little more excited Because at least I'm getting some more benefit out of it than just
Yeah.
the entertainment value.
It's becoming more of entertainment purposes now because it's like we can react on what we think is going to happen.
It's almost like this ongoing inside joke that we have going with each other in a
Yes.
way, because we're all in
Yeah.
competition with each other, just constant talking shit.
And we're sitting here rooting for people that we would never root
Yeah.
for.
Even
Like,
at the 4th of July dinner.
Yeah.
Like, we're all just talking shit about it, and everybody's like, what in the fuck? They're speaking another language over there. I don't know what's going on.
Our family does not listen to the podcast. So.
Aw.
Some of them do. Some of
Yeah.
them don't.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. We love
Real
you.
Yeah,
ones.
if you made it this far, you're a real one.
You are a real one because we the ones. We've made it one full year.
All right, let's go ahead and get into catering.
All right, so catering is basically the free agency pool, and the only time catering works is if we do these roster moves, and or draft, of course, and or injuries.
Yeah.
So if somebody gets injured on your team, it's an even swap. So we're not, or we go to the training room and then pull somebody over from catering, and that's the only time really that gets used.
In that way, yeah.
Yeah, in case of emergency.
The way,
or,
in the way that you get to keep your roster person temporarily on a bench.
right.
In
The training room.
recovery
Right.
or training.
Because once that person becomes active, you have the option, if you haven't done a move yet, to keep the person that you picked up and drop your...
Yeah, I was gonna say if
person?
you wanted to do that, like in your situation, let's say you pick up Rhea gets hurt, and you got Liv, kind of the same situation you did have, and Liv starts killing it, and then Rhea comes back, and it's like, ooh,
And
Liv
I
is
haven't
killing it.
made my roster move yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I think you should be allowed
To send
keep
Rhea
them.
to catering. Yeah, you
It's like,
send
okay,
Rhea.
well, this would be considered your roster move.
Yep.
And then, yep, Rhea gets kicked off.
Bye.
This is going to be really
It's gonna
so
be cutthroat,
interesting
dude. Holy
because
shit.
like a lot of good people are going to start getting dropped off teams.
They're gonna have to get dropped off
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to do a full, brand new, 100%, draft. And I don't want to keep interrupting the rules, but it's going to be fun when we do draft this next season coming
Oh,
up.
I'm looking
Because-
forward to it, dude.
Because
too.
this is good. This is clean slate.
Yeah.
AEW is a whole
New ball game,
world.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait.
The Mr. B rule. I'm always going to call that the Mr. B rule forever going forward.
Hey, man, we had to fucking learn to walk, before we could run.
Well, we were trying to make it fair, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, this one does a brand split, but this one doesn't. But now at WWE so commingled with everything, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to like
Yeah, we had to get
judge
rid of
one
that,
versus
yeah.
the other. So,
Yeah,
but we
I
had to keep it consistent. So yeah,
It just cost you 300 points. Nothing
it's all right.
serious,
It's
Mr.
all
B.
right. You know.
But it's, hey, it is what it is.
Yep. All right.
But moving on, so does anybody have any other questions for catering?
Nah, what's up?
I don't think so.
We good? All right, so next we got tag team rules. So in these tag team rules, and I attached this with the roster because I was like, I really didn't know where else to put it. But so the match points for to get the match points, to get the 3 points and then the victory or loss, whatever that is, it has to be a tag team match.
Obviously.
So that's the only time your tag team will get points. So
Anything else?
anything else is just considered appearance points, which is 2, and that's that.
And if they're in a singles match with another person and they win,
2 points.
Tough cookie. Unless they are in, you're free for all.
Exactly. See, that's an interesting strategy that I feel like one of us is going to try, dude, at some point.
Yeah.
One of us.
Maybe all of
Well,
us will see.
Who knows? We'll
One of
see.
us.
Yeah, who knows?
It's
I'm
not
curious
the
about
same.
that.
But yeah, so the tag team rules, the matches only apply if you get the tag team match. Everything else is just appearance. So, any questions there?
No questions.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm on my call.
So if you get just to be clear, if you pick up the whole tag team in your free for all spot,
That's both guys
tag team
together.
rules apply.
Yes.
Period.
Yep.
You can't pick them both up and then just be like, oh yeah, free for all. No,
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 just
worry like that.
Now, just a little side note on the tag team rule. If one of your tag team persons get injured,
I
what-
think they go to the training room and
Yeah.
you pick up a new tag team.
Yes.
the whole tag team.
The
Yeah.
whole tag team.
Because you can no longer put them as an individual.
Right.
Yeah, because all your
Unless they're in
spots
the
are
free,
locked.
unless they're in the free for all spot.
But then you'd have to use a roster move to drop that other tag team person off your team to then put him as an individual.
So, like, if you
Yeah.
have the Usos in your free for all and Jay gets hurt and it's just Jimmy, your roster move would have to be, I have to drop Jimmy from off my team and
He
just
goes
stay
to
with-
the training room.
No, he has to go because you changed that whole position.
Oh, if you had him as a tag team.
Yeah, you gotta,
Okay. Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just saying, Jay, now you just have a single individual in there.
Yeah.
You can't go back to it being a tag team because
And if you don't have a roster move,
you can't do that. That whole team goes to the
injury reserve.
and you pick up another, if it's a tag team
Temporary
move,
tag team.
Yeah.
or if it's a free-for-all position, then you can pick up a person, right? Because it's a free-for-all
Well,
at that point.
Yeah, I guess
hang on.
that would make that makes sense to
Yeah,
me
the
because if
free-for-all
it's a
is-
free for all,
Yeah, you can do anything you
and your
want.
free for all tag team gets
So if
injured,
you have Jimmy and Jay in both of your free for all spots, is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no.
No.
If you have the Usos in your free-for-all spot, and,
No,
I got
and
you.
Jay
Okay.
gets injured, the Usos have to go to the training room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you can then pick up someone from catering.
but it could
What
be
I'm
anyone.
saying is
Right,
that
it could
when
be
it's in a
anyone.
free-for-all
Yes.
spot, it could be anybody. I can
Yeah.
go say, all right, I want
Yeah.
to live if
Yep.
Liv is available,
Yeah.
or
you don't have to
anybody.
replace them with the tag team
Right.
or
The free for all spots are
just that.
now when the
almost
Usos,
like there's the hardcore rules
right,
basically.
Yeah.
and
No
then
rules.
when the Usos come back as a team, at that point you
Then
got to
you-
drop, or if you don't have a roster, all the
Right.
all the
Totally.
other rules. Okay,
exactly.
So that was
Yeah.
my question about, because remember, you benefited like a motherfucker because of Riddle.
Or yeah. mhm.
You know what I mean? If this had been
if
the
I
real
had
rules,
put RK Bro in my tag team slot, yeah.
you'd be just
Well,
crying.
and there still would have been an opportunity to do that if you had a roster move available.
But
Right.
if not, then yep, they just get
Mm-hmm.
go
Put
to
in training, and they would
Yeah.
have stayed there all the.
this whole time.
Riddle just not
wait a
getting
minute.
anything.
So you have the opportunity to hold people hostage in this. I
Well,
got
I
the number
mean,
one
to
player
a-
at
to a
gunpoint.
point.
In that
I mean,
kind of way, yeah.
In a tag team
Only if they get
situation,
injured.
yeah.
I mean, if they get hurt, then
Yeah.
That's why these singles guys teaming up
Yeah, like
together.
the Boogs and Nakamura situation. Like Nakamura just sits in your fucking backup forever.
Yeah,
pretty
they both
much,
do
yeah.
for a year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Well, you
That
can
is
drop
crazy.
them.
You could.
Here's another thing. Could you drop them at the mid? Could you drop people from your Oh, that's a very good question. During the mid draft, after
I don't think you would
if
drop
somebody's
anyone
in
from
fa-
your training room.
if somebody's in your training room, but I'm just saying if they're in there and you know that they're going to be injured for a year.
no. I think once we come to the draft, it becomes if you want to keep them, you can keep them,
Because
but
you can
they're
keep two people on your team.
but
That means
but
you-
they're on your team. So and the rule is if they're not active. So if even if somebody's hurt, if they're not active, then
So I can't.
they got to stay in the
I
training
can't drop
room.
people from my training room either.
It's just gonna stay there until.
Well,
But
I
if
mean,
I have, but
in the
if I have,
mid-season draft, they would go away because unless you wanted to keep them, then they stay in that training
Training
room
room.
spot.
Because you only keep two in your mid-season draft.
oh, and one of them would have to be the people in your training room if you wanted to keep that team. The training room
they would
is-
have to stay
is
in the
gone
training
too.
room.
The training room is is cleaned out during that too. Two meaning two, only two.
Yeah, so if let's
I
say
like that.
RK Bro's hurt, right, or someone's hurt,
You can drop RK Bro, but then Riddle becomes free and
Mm-hmm.
okay.
yeah, if they're in catering, it's all bets are off, dude.
Yeah.
Like they could be in a tag team, it don't fucking matter.
I just wanted to make sure that the free for alls leave your team as well. I mean, I'm sorry, the training room people
Right.
leave your team
Mid-draft,
right,
yeah.
unless you keep them.
Yeah, unless you're like, hey, I
yeah,
want to
you
keep
wanna
that
keep
person.
right.
Yeah,
I'm just
why
saying,
would
but
you?
why
Yeah.
would
But
you? Right.
I don't think we're allowed to do that, right? You can't keep somebody on your team if they're active. Because, like, for
They're
me,
not active.
if they're not active, you mean?
like if we come to a draft situation, they're not active.
Yeah, you can't draft
You
a
can't-
not-active player, so
you
that you would
can't.
have to essentially drop them at
Right.
that point. But
Yeah.
in the case of it being RK Bro, you can
Right.
still you can cherry pick that.
yeah,
But if it's Cody, right now Cody,
Yeah, you can't pick up Cody.
Once-
you can't
once-
keep Cody.
once Cody's in his training room right now, technically.
Right.
But once we hit the mid draft, Cody leaves his training room,
Right,
and now
but if
Cody
it's a
becomes
shakeup, that's different. If it's a shakeup,
He
then he
stays.
can stay.
yeah, he just
well, no,
stays
he
there.
has to stay
Right.
Right.
unless you drop him.
But the
'Cause
drafts are
you can
different
drop-
because you're kind of you're shaking
That's
it
the
all up.
question is he wants to be able to be like, can I use my one shake-up move to drop my injured player off my team? But then that doesn't make sense because you're not then redrafting a new person to replace them. Now there's
Well,
just
you
no
can-
one on your in your
Because
training
if you're
room.
going to
Well,
get rid of them,
no.
then you just do an even swap.
Right. It would
Right,
have
but then
catering.
you're just putting someone else in your training room that's now not injured.
no.
No,
I
you
see what
can't do
you're-
that.
I see-
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you can't do that.
So
They would have to leave your team completely.
So your move is just I'm kicking them off. That's what I'm doing. You're
Well-
not replacing them with someone else because you're not replacing your injury reserve spot.
unless you are.
So then you're gonna let's say for RK Bro example, RK
Right.
Bro's in your injury
You
reserve,
want
but
Riddle.
you want Riddle.
Right.
So you're
How
gonna
do you
use
get
your
Riddle?
one move to kick him off your team. Then you have to use your second move
To-
to pick up and
and
drop
then drop
someone
somebody
else
Whoa.
if you want to do that. but that's the only fair way because you can't redraft someone if you're
you
dropping
could get
someone
so
off.
fucked.
So
but
you're
would have
better.
to do
So
that.
you're better
You get
off
so
just
fucked
leaving them
over.
in your IR,
And you mean in the training room?
right?
Yeah.
And then using your 2 moves because you do run the chance of using your 1 move, and then someone's like, "Oh, is he available now? Mine."
Even better, use your 1 move to kick somebody off your team. And who you're picking up, can you say I want to take Riddle from out of the training room and bring him up? Or does he have to go?
If you get rid of RK Bro,
That's what I'm saying. Do they have to? Do they have to go to catering first to come back? Or if they're in your and that, you know what I'm?
He wants to be able to split up the tag team because one of the tag team people is injured, and he wants
Right.
to be able to kick someone off of either his free for all and or male
we're
slot or
using-
whoever
I mean,
slot.
I would say,
we're using RK Bro as the example.
well, and I would say in a tag team situation,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, right? I think that should be an option for, like, especially if it's in a free for all spot, then you should have the option to go, hey, okay, Randy's hurt, but I'm gonna keep Riddle right here. You know what I mean? Because it's already there. You're just kind of now Randy's gone. You don't get a chance to get.
So
Randy
you're
back
dropping
unless you
Randy
make
off
another
your
move.
team, and you're dropping somebody from your free for all off
No,
your
your
team.
your move
but you're
is
moving Riddle up. That's 3 moves. That's too many
no,
moves.
it's 1 move. You're keeping Riddle, but you're getting rid of Randy.
That's 1 move.
That's it.
Right, but they were in a tag team. Let's say, for example, they're in the tag team
as
slot.
long as they're in the free
Right. Oh, if they're in the tag team, no, they got to go. Yeah, then they have to go. and
Only in the
then-
free for all does that work, because then you would have to use your
Right, exactly. That's
you
what
would
I
have
was saying.
to use your 1 move
Okay,
to drop
so
someone
if-
off your team and
Right.
pull the 1 person from the tag
So the
team.
Only
only
if they're in the
time you can
free-for-all.
do the quick move is when they're in free for all.
Yeah.
But if
That's
they're
the
in
only way it would
tra-
make sense.
But if they're in the training room, they have to go through catering to come back. Everybody has to go through catering to come back unless they're in your free for all. That's pretty much what it sounds like.
Well,
if they're not in your training room.
because
No,
here's
if they are in
look,
your training room, they have to get
I'm gonna
kicked
give
off
you
your
the
team
I'm
off.
just gonna walk you through the whole thing.
No, yeah, I was to say I think you might be a little confused.
Randy
No.
and Riddle
Are
are
in the
in my
training-
tag team slot.
Mhm.
Randy gets injured. They go to training room.
Right.
Together.
Okay. Now you have to redraft a tag team.
So we're at the draft.
No,
Oh.
you have to
Okay.
just pull someone from catering
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
put in your slot because
Now-
they're in the training
Now
room.
the
they're
Viking
injured,
Raiders
right?
are
Gotcha.
in that
Viking
spot.
Raiders are now on my team
Cool.
temporarily, but he really now wants just Riddle on his team. So what he wants to know is, can I just? They're in my training room, but Riddle's active. Can I just kick someone off my team in my free for all spot or my male slot? Put Riddle in, and now now Randy just goes back to catering, and I'm allowed to do that. Or the other way is, do I have to use a move to like kick? Do I have to wait until a shakeup
Right.
to then kick this tag team off my training room to then redraft this 1 person?
And the way I would have to do that is to kick the tag team out of the training room to catering,
Right.
and then pick either one of my free for all spots, get rid of them, and then pick up Riddle.
So like his 1 move would be him kicking the team off of kicking them out of the training room, but then bloop, plucking Riddle out.
Should we count releasing?
But then technically
people?
you're releasing 2 people because you have to release the person in the training room and you have to remove the person
And
in
that's-
your other spot.
Should
to
we
get
make
them-
it? Should we make it a little more clear where it's like maybe the move only counts if you're making an addition to your team? So like if you want to just kick somebody off your team, maybe that doesn't count as a move.
Like if they're in the training room and you want to kick them off your team, that doesn't count as a move.
Well,
So then
that's
at
what
that
that's what
point,
I'm asking.
You
If-
can
if
just
the-
pluck Riddle out and then take whoever else off your team.
So
I'm
that
totally
means I'm fine with that too,
Are
because
you
that
cool
means
with that?
yeah.
because that,
Okay.
that like kills you. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Totally. It's like too
why
much.
do I have to
It's
throw
too
him back into
convoluted.
catering to just pull him? Why can't I just say, okay, Randy, you're in catering. Who's on
Yeah.
the free for all? Liv, all right, Liv, you're out.
So
Riddle's
let's
there.
just say Cody got injured.
Right.
And Mike's like, fuck Cody. I'm done with Cody. I don't even want him in my training room. Bye. You can just put him back in the pool. No harm,
Because
no
he's
foul.
gonna
There's
be-
no moves had.
Right.
Right.
He's
Or
gonna
you
be-
could just leave him there.
Right.
Right, because
But-
that,
Yeah.
so getting a person
That's not
out of
fair.
your training area
Yeah, I like
back
that.
into catering doesn't count as a move.
Right. You can just kick them off your team if you want.
Right.
But if you want them to sit in training until they wait for them to come back,
Right.
then they can sit there.
If you know they're going to be out 2 weeks, you're like, shit, now I got to pick somebody up for 2 weeks. He's having, like, a root canal. and they made it
As long as they announce it that he's out.
right.
Yeah.
That he's
He'll
not,
be out for 3 weeks now,
Yeah,
or something
whatever
like
it
that.
is.
All right, so now I got to pick somebody training.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Now, okay, I'm gonna add one more layer to this. I'm very sorry about that.
No.
We were
Keep
good.
going because I want to make sure
You
we
wanna
get
go
this like
deep?
buttoned down.
So
You wanna go deep?
because if let's say I'm making just a mid-quarter random 4 weeks in, I want to do some shit with my team.
You're using your one roster move.
Right. I'm like third. AJ's fourth. Okay?
So I go first.
Right. I kick RKO off my team. Boop.
Okay, bro. Go on.
Does he get to pick before me?
Yep.
I would. Well,
Because I can't then just automatically be like, well, I want Riddle now. Because technically, if he wants to be like, well, I want, then he gets to
that
go
was
first.
kind of what we were going back to in the beginning when you were saying that. I think that if you want to keep, maybe if we just keep the moves close to the vest, and we don't know what's happening, then maybe that would be a thing, because then we don't dump everybody immediately. We just kind of make the moves as they come to
Well,
us.
that's during the shakeup. During the draft, we have to put everybody.
Well, the draft
back
is
in.
the draft is.
Well, I'm
is
not
what it
talking
is.
about the shakeup or the draft at this point. Because if AJ hasn't made his move and I haven't made my move, he could undercut me
and take Riddle.
and take Riddle from me
Well, why
before I'm
couldn't you
able to
just-
do that.
Why couldn't you just go, hey, I'm making a roster move. I'm officially releasing RK Bro, and I'm fucking picking up Riddle.
Okay, so if I'm
but we
just,
just
if,
said, but that,
so if, because in past, if we were making roster moves like we had done,
we would have to throw him back in the catering
Well,
first and
that's-
then wait.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
But
can
we got rid of
get
that
rid
just
of that.
now. We
Right,
just
right.
got rid of
so
that.
we don't have to do that now.
No,
I
right.
think the only time it should count as the only way it would make sense to count it as a roster move is if it's an addition to the team. Like that's you're making a roster move to.
But it kind of is.
No, he's
It
saying
is,
this.
but
He's
it's
saying
not, though,
cutting the
'cause-
person isn't the move.
Like if
Adding the person is the move.
Right, because
Right.
I'm going to add Riddle, but I'm
'Cause-
cutting them
yeah.
both, technically.
Right.
Because Cody Rhodes he's officially been. They said he's going to be out for 9 months.
So
That's
you
damn
never
near
gonna
our whole year. Like
Yeah.
he's not even going to be on my team by the quarter. So fuck it, I can just get rid of him, and then I have
just want to make sure if I put him back in the pool, then someone
have the
can't come in
opportunity-
front of me and be like, oh, well, I want to do a roster move today, too, and because I'm
No,
fourth
I
and
think
not
you
fifth, blah,
I think
blah,
you
blah,
should be
blah,
able
blah.
to do that
So
all in the
Kimmy,
same transaction.
He's saying this is what he's saying. If RK Bro is in your
Yeah, you can
training
just
room.
kick him
Training
off,
room?
but then also...
you can just you're just dumping Randy at this point. And at this point, now you got Riddle,
and
who's
then I can
active
just
Yeah,
put
yeah.
him in.
in your training
Okay,
room. Now you
yeah,
got an
that's a
active
better way.
person in your training room
That's a better way to
that
look
you
at it.
need to do something with now.
Well, no,
So
no,
what's
he would
your
have to.
Check this out. So what's your move? Is your move to drop one of these people off your team?
Or
you
a
dropping the
free-for-all.
mail?
No,
or you
I
dropping
don't.
a free for all?
I don't think that should be a thing. You
But that's
shouldn't. You
pretty
shouldn't
much
be
what
able
we're
to
saying now.
split the team and keep Riddle, who's not injured, in the training room.
Well, what I'm
Not
saying
would
in
have
the
to be-
training
he's not.
room.
You're not
You're gonna
keeping him in
put him
there.
active.
You have to make him active
right,
because he is. So you got to drop somebody off your team.
Right.
in the free for all
In
spot,
that- in the
Would be
free-
Orton.
So
or the
it's-
male slot.
or the male
Oh,
slot.
yes,
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're
Okay.
saying. So we're on the
Perfect.
same
Okay,
page.
all right, okay,
Great.
Right.
yes.
You can't keep an active person in the training room. Hell
Yeah.
no.
Right. I see.
Somebody's
okay.
got to go.
So it won't count as an extra move if one of your tag team people get hurt. You can just keep one, but you have
Right.
to kick someone else off your
Right.
team. That counts as a move.
Okay, fair.
And here's the deal. That's only if you have a fucking move to do that.
That's
Right,
why I
you
said
have to have
it
a
counts
move.
as a move.
Right.
Because otherwise, then they have to sit in your injured slot, unless you just
Yeah, no.
boot 'em out.
If you've already made your one roster move and that shit happens, nah,
You're
sorry.
fucking too bad, so
yeah.
sad.
Well, here's the deal. If you made your one roster move and that shit already happened, right? And that person's in your injury, and like it's a Cody Rhodes situation where you know it's gonna be 9 months. Like you said, no harm, no foul. You can dump him back into, and you have nobody in your thing, even if you've made your one roster move, because
Right.
it's kind of permanent. I mean, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of one of those like,
So you can still pick up people in case of injury, but there's no like
Right.
elective swapping out of people.
Right,
essentially.
Exactly.
Right.
Unless you
But
have that one
that's
roster
the
move.
only exception in these tag team. I think the tag team rules is where we always get a little not confused, but just like trying to.
It's just a
button it
lot
down.
going on. Yeah.
So it's just I think that's the only exception where, in case of injury, you could then use if you have one, use a roster move to
Right.
split them up and kick someone else off your team.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then your move's done. That's all you have for the quarter.
Right. Exactly.
it's some tag teams, man. They be fucking shit up, bro.
I know, right? All right.
All right.
Let's
so,
go.
Okay, so moving on from there.
Yeah,
So let's
damn,
get
look
into
at
the
the time.
scoring. So does anybody have anything else left to say before we move on to scoring?
Nope.
Nah,
Good?
points.
Go
All right, so
for the points going forward in the next season, which will start the night after SummerSlam. So again, we're scoring Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, Rampage, and all pay-per-views. So the pay-per-views we've all decided are their own like entity.
Yep.
It scores as its own singular show. So if your wrestler's not on that show, that's -2.
Yep.
Period. So we did abolish that specific rule for the whole week.
Yeah.
So
Mr. B.
The Mr. B rule.
The Mr.
So
B rule.
the -2 will not happen unless your wrestler is not there for the entire week
Yeah,
of
you ain't
all
on
the
no
shows.
You never
Right.
showed nowhere.
So for AEW, if you're not there for Dynamite and Rampage, that's -2. But
Yeah.
if you're there for one of them, then
you're good for the week.
Yeah.
your points accumulate.
It's,
Yep.
it's like an attendance. Are you here this
Yeah.
week?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So that's going to be the game changer. I really feel like.
I totally agree. But then if you come for the week but you don't show up for the pay-per-view, -2 because no pay-per-view appearance.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay. All right. So we're all the match points and everything we've kept the same. We like that setup. So for a title victory, it's +5 points. For a regular victory in any match, +4 points. Just having the match, +3 points. So no matter what, anytime you're in a match, 3 points. And then a live appearance or a promo, so anything in front of the crowd, even if you don't have a promo, that's still 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Anything backstage, 1 point. And then once we get into eliminations, so Royal Rumble, Survivor Series,
Elimination
Gauntlet,
Chamber.
any elimination match or elimination pinfall, 1 point. And then this one right here, this might be the kicker. So we have one here. So Team GM live appearance, +10 points, not including the hard cam. So if you're at the show live, and you get on if you get on the screen minus the hard cam, then I feel like
I mean, what if there's the hard cam and you're running through the audience and you're like, I'm here?
oh man, you'd have to get 10 points, right?
Yeah. So when we mean by minus the hard cam, if
You
we're
just can't be
sitting,
sitting front
if
row.
we're
or
sitting
Yeah,
front row,
exactly.
I mean, of course you're gonna. But then again,
But I see what you're saying. If you run across that motherfucker,
Yeah.
we
But
see
if I'm
you.
You
sitting
should run
front row,
across
why
with
is that
Well, you can't
mean?
bring signs at Monday Night Raw, so you're gonna have to go to
Oh,
a SmackDown
God.
or
Or
An
it
AEW.
could be
Yeah, what if I'm sitting front row?
if
That's not
you
fair.
just got proof that you were at a show, you get those points.
oh
No, I think you would
Well,
have
you
to
gotta be
have.
on
like-
TV.
You have
Point
to
Well,
be
at
on
least
TV.
one show. Like, okay, you're on TV, but that's it. That's you get your points for the entire.
Mr. B, don't worry.
show.
We're gonna
So
go
if
to
you're
a
sitting
Raw.
front row and you're right there,
10
you've made
points.
yourself on TV.
Right.
It's 10 points flat. That's it.
yeah.
Right, you're
10
gonna
flat
every time.
points.
You're gonna get the 10 points for
Okay,
being on the
that's
hard cam the first time, but every other time you're on that hard cam, no.
Yeah, but if they
Not
just
at
happen
all.
to snag you from the audience sitting up in
Yeah.
2A,
10 points.
10
Yeah.
points every time.
I was. Just
I would
saying
say
I would
so.
think
If you
so.
get a tight shot, yeah.
yeah.
Every time.
That's what I was trying to say. Just make it 10 points for the show, not every time you.
Yeah, but
Get
if
a
you happen to
camera
be in the
shot.
way far back and they keep putting you on camera, I mean, that's kind of special.
That's another 10. I'll
like,
be
"They
losing
love
my
us."
mind.
We're going to go to the fucking
You just start
shows
wearing
and be the
fucking
most
shirts
hyped
like
ever.
Mike's every time, just neon. Because every time they put the blue on you, like if we go to a SmackDown show,
Oh, yeah.
we will glow like a motherfucker if we're all wearing that color. So you just see,
We could even
you just
do
see
like
the blue
all
audience,
those.
and we'd be like,
I
We could
kinda-
do greens,
And by the way,
yellows,
I-
Yeah.
pinks.
I kind of agree with Mr. B. I think
just 10 points
10
overall
points
for
for
the
the whole
show.
show. Yeah.
All right,
That's
sure,
fair.
fine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, so
You got your way. Look at you.
moving on, we got
That just seems fair. And actually, you said something about if you're not on a pay per view, you get -2, regardless of the week.
Yeah.
I thought he just
yeah,
said,
because
No,
the
you'll still
pay-per-views
go.
are their own. They're
well,
their
I
own
thought you
entity.
just said that rule was abolished, and
No,
if
for the
you're-
week. So like Monday
Yeah.
through Friday
Yeah, but the pay-per-views are their own separate.
shows.
They're their own separate
So
shows.
If you show for the week, you still get your points
Oh,
for the
well, I
week.
could have swore you just said you abolished
Yes,
that.
we
well, for the
did.
week, for the weekly, if you did like if
Yeah.
you're
Like if you don't show up on Rampage, but you're there for Dynamite,
So-
you get
Right.
negative
I'm
for
just
Dynamite
making sure because
So there's no
Sounded
attendance. There's
confused.
no negative attendance points
for the
if
week.
Yeah.
for the week, right?
unless you just don't show up all week.
Yeah,
Right.
if you're not there the whole week,
So you
if
can show up on
yeah.
Dynamite or
Yeah.
Rampage and you don't get a negative.
Or you-
But
Right.
if it's a pay-per-view, because that's special,
Yeah, if they're
That's
not
its
there
own
for
don't show
attendance.
up.
That's its own attendance roster.
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you can be Chris Jericho and just show up on every single show on the same damn week.
That'd be cool.
That's why AEW picks, man. All right.
All right, so moving into the losses. So for a title
For
loss,
losses.
it's -5. So same as the victory. So plus minus. Just the regular loss is -3. So if you have a match and you lose, essentially that's 0 points. It kind of washes out.
Yep.
A no-show for the entire week. We went over that. -2. No-show for the pay-per-view. Also -2. And then a self-elimination in a battle royal or a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because that's some
this
bullshit.
has been agreed upon.
Yeah, because
it's
I
-1 point.
I thought
love that.
I thought that was bullshit when Seth did that. I was like, yeah, that should be negative. So I agreed 100%.
So what about even
A
like
sabotage move is like negative.
yeah, what about like a Survivor Series where someone on their own team just dips and is like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out."
And that's a -1.
Oh, if
Okay.
someone walks out on their match in -1?
Yeah,
yeah, I
like,
think if like you get yourself disqualified, like in a no, because then that gets kind of sketchy,
well,
right?
it's all about elimination. So if you're in any match that has eliminations as the rules,
Okay,
Gotcha, and you eliminate
And
yourself.
you
so it's
eliminate
elimination
yourself.
only.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
All right.
All right, so
yeah.
to get into the granulars here for these points.
So these are specialty points now.
Well, this and just kind of explanation. So
Yeah.
anytime the bell rings, no matter what, anytime the bell rings, that signifies the end of a match or the beginning of a match.
Right, bell to bell.
Bell to bell. So in these so-called gauntlet matches or Survivor Series matches, if they ring the bell, that's match points.
That's match points, right? But if it's just a 1, 2, 3, and then the next thing happens,
No bell.
that's an eliminate. So bells determine
Right.
the
Match.
difference between match and elimination points.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of signifies like
Yes, that's
Yeah.
how you know.
right. So if they fuck it up, then
Bad on them.
yep,
Yeah.
and good on whoever.
What happens if
Whoever's
they do a
gaining.
10 bell salute? No, I'm
That
just
doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Everybody gets a point when the bell rings.
Yeah, right.
All right, so the Iron Man / woman matches, we have every pinfall will result in 1 point. So this was one of those specialty ones that we went back and forth on.
AJ got his
We
way.
hashed it out.
AJ got his way.
So every
For a
pinfall, yeah, every
For a
pinfall
while.
results in 1 point, and this is Iron Man match only,
Yeah.
or Iron Woman match. But yes,
Iron person.
Iron person.
and then for the Royal Rumble matches, we kind of already stated. So every elimination's 1 point, -1 for eliminating yourself, as we said here. Same thing for gauntlets, all that, we kind of explained it. So the promo live appearance, we did kind of touch on that too. Anything in front of the crowd, no matter what, even if you don't say shit, it's 2 points.
Yep.
And the only way you get multiple in front of the crowds, you have to leave. So that like Jericho doing commentary, you know, that he can't get 2 points for every segment, but he could get 2 points if he put the things down
Now,
and got a microphone.
I was gonna say, if he gets the microphone, that's a different
That's a
story.
different-
Yeah, so if
story.
they come out, cut a promo, it turns into a match.
Right.
You get promo points, match points, and then after the match, let's say he grabs the mic again and starts talking shit. Two
Adds
more
some more
points.
points.
Two
right.
more promo, because
So
that's
even
a
though
promo
they've never
point.
left.
Right.
Right.
And
So-
then he goes
so-
and sits in commentary,
Right.
and then commentary for the rest of the night. Is that a 2 points because he transitioned to commentary? So that's 2 points for the rest of the night.
No,
or,
I think that 2 points still remains from the
because it's
first.
still
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
still carrying on.
Continuation of
Yeah.
commentary.
Now, if
yeah.
he left, went to the back, and then came out and said, "Hey, I'm just going to commentate for the
Yeah,
rest of
2
the night,"
more points.
then that's 2 more points.
Yeah,
You have to separate yourself from the segment. Once you separate yourself from the segment,
right.
and we're talking,
You could be out there for
Right.
7 fucking segments.
We're granular here, guys. We got to
But-
make it all.
Yes, but again, this yes.
weeds into the thick of it.
After that, it's backstage points. So every single time your wrestler is on TV backstage, that counts as 1 point.
Whether they're talking or not.
Yep.
John Cena.
Every time, every single time.
Oh, here we go.
And then the last thing here is previously aired clips do not count at any time.
Now, do new video packages count?
Yeah. If
video
they're on
packages.
if they're talking on it.
Okay.
It counts as one, basically.
I mean,
Counts
it's a,
as
not
one.
it's a
part of the crowd
backstage.
and-
Yeah,
yep,
it's a backstage.
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So a new video,
Package.
AEW does
Yeah.
a lot of those.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
definitely do. So
They
that's
like
why
to
I'm
talk
like,
to each other in video. A lot.
Yeah. So,
I think he's the #1 athlete of all time. I think he's right.
but
It
that's
kind of
it.
sucks if like the person they're doing in WWE right now, they're just playing those random videos with like whoever their opponents are, things burning and all that, but you don't know who it is. You're like, this is new, but I'm not getting anything because you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Can't
Jinder.
draft someone I don't know.
It's fucking Jinder.
Well, that's it, guys. That's all the rules.
Oh.
That's officially everything.
And that's
Yep.
the podcast, pretty much.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much the podcast.
Definitely.
Except for we haven't went over who won.
Oh yeah, the points of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go
So
ahead.
we got to hit that real quick.
Let's do
and
that
then we
real
can get
quick.
outta here. All right, so I'll go ahead and lead it off because I fucking lost. So, in last place, yours truly, 8 points for the week. After that, we got Mr. B at 4th place with 10 points. Then we got Kimmy in 3rd place with 19 points. We got AJ in 2nd place with 26. And then Cam with the victory of the week, 27 points. And that puts the quarter totals. We got Mr. B in last place at 206.
Getting there.
And then we got myself at 273. Then we got Cam at 305. And AJ's not too far ahead of that with 312. And then Kimmy in the lead with 355.
Man, I just need to keep this gap just for the next 2 weeks.
You got like pretty much a 40-point lead over the next.
I
So,
don't know, man. I'm not getting closer to that many, though, which kind of upsets me.
well, here's the deal. 3 people are in 300 points.
Yeah, that's high.
I have beaten the record for the highest as well. Before you just obliterated it. And then Mr. B's gotten to the 200s. So everybody's over 200 for the first time ever.
Hell yeah. I think
So-
next season's going to be a
Hey,
record-breaking.
so I had it first, okay? I had a 237. You only got me by 11 points.
Well, to go into the totals here, so for the total for the mini, Mr. B, he had finally eclipsed 600
There
points.
it is.
So 600 for the week, and then for the total, and then in
For
4th
the
place
week.
it's me, 856, and then we got Kimmy with 874, and we got Cam with 891, and AJ with 906.
906.
I don't think 1,000 is possible.
I don't think so.
Not
either.
in this incarnation.
But I think 1,000.
next one.
So
Yeah.
I'm officially trying to think about getting a 950. Get me halfway there. I think I could probably do that within the next 2 weeks.
We'll see.
But
I hope you don't. I want you to have really
Damn.
shit weeks. So I want to win. I
Well,
want
here's
to
the
win the
thing.
quarter, and I want to win overall, okay?
Well, if you win the quarter, of course, you get the new
Yeah.
blinged out, brand new, freshly minted MACKDOWN Fantasy Wrestling League belt. And then if you did win the mini, which one would you get?
I don't know, man. I'm conflicted, you know?
Because AJ said he's getting the fucking John Cena
I'm
one.
getting the John Cena one, yeah. The green, yeah.
The green one.
It's happening. It's fucking happening. It's going to look hideous.
Fucking happening.
But it actually looks badass. The camo in the back, too.
The blue camo,
That
yeah.
blue, yeah, that
I don't
shit
know. I
looks
kind of
badass.
like the ECW one.
the
The
original.
OG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is all beat shit, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
With that
That would
skin,
be sweet.
with that orange, like that orange back.
Yeah.
I like
The
it.
one with the blood dripping and shit.
Yeah.
I think I'd get the unified.
The unified?
The
Undisputed?
Unified undisputed. Okay, the Brock belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, that new Brock. If they made a mini of that one,
I just don't like it.
you know, like with the gills. Looks like
No,
It
man.
looks like so uncomfortable to wear. Like it would just stab you in the ribs constantly.
Yeah, it's not.
No thanks.
That belt's not made for wearing. Nope, it's just not.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely love it.
But that's where we're at, guys. So
look at that.
that pretty much wraps up everything, though.
Well, cool. Well, now everybody, all of our listeners have all the rules in one concise place. So if we ever need to be like, oh, refer back to episode 48 for the rules.
That's right. It's the rules episode.
Can't we just post it on Instagram?
Oh, the whole rules?
That's
No
lot
way.
Of, that's a lot of posting.
I mean, we can post like the rule sheet. Like we can get like a sheet made.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
we can
saying.
post the
Basically
rules
has
sheet,
like
yeah.
that, you know.
Well,
I'd have
can't
to
you
post it
share
in
that?
sections.
Can't you share that on like Instagram?
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I know what people say. Yeah.
We'll just
Well,
have to
no, just
copyright it.
Yeah.
It's kind of freely
Copy
copyrighted
and paste, maybe?
in this podcast.
Yeah, true.
So yeah,
We have invented this format.
that is true.
App coming soon.
We've perfected it over a year. 1 year, guys.
Wow, it's crazy. It doesn't really feel like it, huh?
Yeah,
Damn.
it is crazy, to be honest. But here's the funniest part. We've been doing it way longer than that. Remember when we were at
Dude,
the
that
other
is
place,
true.
all set up in the kitchen, all of our shit, just kitchen table?
Just trying to get used to hearing ourselves with the headsets and shit on.
Yeah,
That was the hardest part. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
You start talking and you're like, oh my god, that's my voice.
I remember we went to AJ's house one time, and I went to talk, and I went to, like, lean forward to talk into the mic,
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, I don't have a microphone. Because, like, every time we would hang out, we would
Yep.
try to, record something, but
Yeah.
And now look at us now.
Proud of us, guys.
It took us a while to figure out the mixing board and all this shit. Like,
It's been a while since I could.
next thing is going to be live time fucking, effects
Live
buttons and
podcasting.
shit.
Oh, that'd be
Definitely.
fun.
Yeah.
And coming soon, we're going to do Spotify, guys. So it's still coming to you live and in
Yep.
person.
Yep, our 52 episodes, I think after we get rolling into the new season, we should be kicking on
Rolling,
Spotify.
rolling.
What?
But with that being said,
Let's get the fuck out of here.
would you like to well wait, so since Cam didn't he's not here for the 90 seconds, I guess that leaves you.
Aw, okay. Well,
Unless you just,
I'll only take a 60 seconds, and I'll just talk about something near and dear to my heart. Recently found out that my grandpa passed. My grandpa, Charles Lee White Jr., I loved you. He was a big wrestling fan, and he's the reason why I liked wrestling as well. Saw a lot of old school. Didn't really communicate with that side of the family a lot, but, I found out that he passed, and I just want to say love you, miss you, and sleep in peace. Besides that,
Rest in power.
Rest in power, get it. Besides that, just, hey, first time winning a disc golf. We made it a year. A lot of cool things happened. It was a very stressful, drama-full week. So to cap it off with you guys on a nicer note was great. And look at that. I'm going to shut up, and it only took me 40 seconds
Look at
to
that,
get
not
that.
even. Not even. That's 40 right there.
That's 40 right there.
Choose
So
a
you know what's
timer.
left to say? There's only one thing
One easy for you to say.
left to say, and that's we'll see you guys next time right here on the MACKDOWN Podcast.
Ring that bell.
Mitchell.
Mitchell!
One more year. Do it again.
Believe that we are here again.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Been a
Didn't do
year.
it on time.